All right, we are live now.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Britta, Kevin, Butch, Mike. Sorry for being a little behind. I was
How's
going to have it
everybody
set.
doing tonight?
Hey, Ted. I know Amanda's lurking in the background. I was a little behind because I was going to go live at 6. But then realized I wasn't going to have enough time. So then I made it 6:15 and still wasn't enough time. Because sitting here working on the 67 Chevelle SS396 kit. It's the new one, not the Pro Street one, the stock one. And I was wanting to get everything painted because I record when I paint. So I was wanting to get everything recorded and painted before I went live. So, and I did. And then
I did my painting yesterday.
then I was gonna put something on the stream, but like it
Hey,
wouldn't
Ted.
let me for some reason. There's a thing where I guess you got like a little small video clip in the settings in the
You got to
brand.
have the paid version for that. You got to have the paid version to do that.
I put on there at allow me to select what video because it's a video clip. That's what it is.
With the free version, you'd have to set it up as a share screen in another window tab, and then you'd have to share it to start it, and then move back to everybody else.
Well, I gotta crack the back glass.
Was
Hey,
I?
I don't know if you seen the video or not, but easy on the language, especially f bombs.
Yeah, I seen
I
the
thought
video.
okay, I didn't know if you seen it, but I was just kind of warning you.
Hey, Jamie.
I know I specifically got an email about it because I'm one of the worser ones about that. And like I said in the email, I'll be good, but if I'm mad at a kid, then just mute me. Because yeah.
Well, I got crack back glass straight down the center.
That Corvette last night about made me had a mental breakdown.
This is the first time this has happened to me.
What that?
Back glass, it's cracked down the center.
Oh shoot!
And I think I accidentally put my it was right there, so right.
After stream, Jonathan, go to Google and Round 2 owns AMT. So look up Round 2's thing. I had bought a couple kits from Walmart a year back, and one was missing tires and one was missing glass. I called Round 2, told the dude what was up. I gave him the part numbers for the kits on the boxes, and within that same week, I had my glass and tires in the mailbox. Round 2 is very good about if something broke in the kit, then hooking you up.
Actually, I think I know what I'm going to do instead. Probably tonight, I'm going to get on Amazon. I'm going to order the 67 Chevelle Pro Street kit. Because, well, I need it anyways for my pro. I'm going to do.
I've got don't do that, Jonathan. Email me your address. I've got like 6 or 7 of those kits. I will send you a set of glass out of one of them. I parted out 3 or 4 of them already, so I know I've got plenty of those parts for the Pro Street one, the clear parts. I just mail you one. So just email me your address and I will send it to you. My email address is on my channel page. You can just whenever, and I'll mail you one out.
Because one thing I plan on doing now, I'll just get a 67 Chevelle Pro Street kit. And then, because since I'm stealing the chassis for my Pro Mod build, I was going to steal the back glass from it to pin here because they're basically the same kit, just except you got a drag, one don't.
Yeah, if you're buying it for parts, that's fine. But if you were just going to buy it just for the glass, I'll send you some. I'll send you some.
Okay. I was just needing the chassis. And then probably with the extra parts, I'm going to probably make like a little rust bucket out of the Chevelle body and probably try to put on the Impala frame and have it sitting, look like it's been sitting for years and stood through. And like we didn't have a back glass, had a windshield.
I'm sitting there deciding. I got 2 kits in front of me, both mocked up with a set of rims. Well, it's the same set of rims. And I'm trying to figure out what kit I want to put these rims on. Let me, if I can figure out how to flip this camera, get y'all's advice on this.
By the way, any of y'all can hop in. Don't be shy.
There we go. This is the 69 Nova. The giant set of mags. That looks pretty good. And then I got a 69 Chevelle. I could put those under too. So I'm trying to figure out which kit these rims would look better on. The Nova or the Chevelle?
Well, I'm partial to a Chevelle anyway, so I'm going to lean that direction.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way, whichever one I do, I won't use the stock motors they've come with. I got a 632 supercharged motor, which the supercharged motor would probably be a little easier to shove into the Chevelle than it would be the Nova. That I got to think about it too. Which one would be easier to get this motor? This Nova's got a hang buddy. I'm the engineer look on this car. A lot wider. Yeah, I'm gonna do this Chevelle. Easier to put the motor in the Chevelle with the Nova. We'll build this Nova eventually. This is good.
One banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4. Da, 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 da. La, 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 la.
Oh, Don had me going last night with that baby shark crap.
Baby shark, da, 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 da.
Oh,
baby shark, da, da, da. Who's on chat? I mean, look. Hello, Snail. Hello, Ted. I see Ted. I know Amanda is in here somewhere then. Dragon Queen. Oh, I almost called her Drag Queen for a second.
Hello, Jay's Mini Garage. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, these rims might still go on that Nova. As more I think about it, this Chevelle looked cool. It looked cool done up like the Chevelle from Talladega Nights.
Is it me or
You know what Chevelle I'm talking about.
is it me or does Jimmy kind of sound like he's echoing, or kind of sound like he's a robot a little bit when
He's
he
getting a
talks?
little bit of feedback.
I do, Jonathan. You sound like that for me, Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm getting a little feedback from you, Jimmy, but that's all right. It's not that bad.
Thank you.
It's not an echo, just a little bit of a
You know
squeal.
what it might be from? I'm also. You know what it might be from. If you're hearing like a squeal or like a hum, it's probably my light above me.
Because it's like
But
when you.
I'm also uploading a video while I'm on here.
I'm not uploading.
Probably up.
I don't know. Because it's kind of like
I got it.
like like a little bit like a humming noise when you talk. It's not like that when you're quiet.
Well, you said humming at first. I was like, dude, this light above me hums like crazy.
No, it's gone now. You're not getting the feedback anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gone now.
But the video I'm uploading is a video. I'll go ahead and say it on the stream too. So went to Hobby Lobby. I just got back not too long ago. Had to get some paint and stuff. That's where I picked up this Chevelle. And there was a little kid in there. He was like 8 or 9, I think he was. And him and his dad were looking through the models, and he grabbed the Ford pickup you were just working on, Jonathan. What year is it? The
37.
37. 37. I wanted to do that one, and I was like, "Yeah, that's a cool kit, buddy. I've got one too." And I started talking to him. His dad will spray paint the bodies and do all that for him, but he'll sit there and he'll glue the parts and paint them with his brush and stuff. This kid's like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And I started. He was showing me some of his builds, some photos his dad had taken, and I started showing him the YouTube channel. Oh, across my table. And I started showing him the YouTube channel. And I got my paint. We talked for a little while, and then I'd walked off and he'd walked off. And while I was at the checkout, a little bit in front of me, his mom and dad were checking out. And he was sitting on this little bench by the door, on the phone, like typing on a phone or whatever. And when I walked by and went to high five, I was like, "All right, little buddy, it was good talking to you." He's like, "Wait a minute, is this you? Is this you?" He was sitting there in the store watching the video on my 4-wheel drive I just did. And I talked to him. I stood there and talked to him like for 20 minutes about that truck. It made me, I don't know, it just made me feel good, especially with him being that young.
Yeah, when I order the 67 Pro Street Chevelle drag car, it'll be the third kit of it again, because this is my second one I built. I built this kit for my first time, but the car's still not my mom. So I built it just like this, except metallic. And
Wow.
then getting the third one for the Pro Mod build. And there are parts compared to this Chevelle. the frames are almost exactly the same. They're different once you get the rear. How the frame setup is. Jimmy, your video uploader just got a notification.
Oh, did it finally?
Yeah.
Cool. Been waiting on it to upload. Between being on this and that upload on my phone, I got plugged in. It went charging for shit.
Let me put something big.
I usually upload mine at night and then just schedule them to premiere during the next day.
Hey, Dan the man. At least me, it's been a little while since we've seen you in a live. Dan the man's here.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, the differences on the frame, trying my best from about right here and down is different on the stock version on what I'm building now. Of course, this is the drag setup.
Yeah, it's not tough.
Other than that, the frames are the same. Parts are basically the same.
I have a bunch of those kits. Fred Henry got me addicted to them for parts.
And then, like, even the hood's the same. Like, they even had a little line underneath where you can cut it out if you want, even on the stock one.
Yeah, a lot of stuff on both. It's really the same kit. It's just they didn't tub the chassis on the other one.
Mm-hmm. Just only differences is basically you could say a stripped interior and a roller, and think like intake stuff. Entire room.
I'll put the 632 together so I can see how the sucker looks. The bag for my front photo.
On this one, my front end would not want to go in the body very well, and I do not know why. And I think I even did shave on it too. At least what I think I did. So I don't know what the problem was. So I've done my birthday 2022.
I'm not the sharpest tool in the ship. Oh, no, there it goes. I'm not all the. I don't know where any of these parts going.
Hey Dan, man, won't you hop in if you want?
You're buzzing again too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey Donnie Griffin.
We're having to watch our mouths. I can't be on these lives very long. I've already slipped up 2-3 times.
Hey Serge.
I have to start busting out some of my mom's curses. Mother trucker.
This kit comes with a Michigan license. It's got some stripes, like hood and trunk stripes, black. And of course, some back. Got two the Chevrolet bow tie decals, like big ones. Like if this came with the Pro Street Chevelle, you could put that on that back piece. Back seat would be has molded in the big bow tie.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like of course badging stuff, dash stuff. I'm gonna be uploading an unboxing. And
What else is in? Yeah.
have y'all guys seen my new intro video?
I have not caught it. I seen it was uploaded while that hobby. Or not Hobby Lobby. I was at school today.
Yeah, because my third intro, because it was right after I did a 7 Bel Air convertible 116 ago. After that, I started on an intro. Made a little intro for my at least for my build videos. Now I'm gonna try to do at least every video. Well, thanks, Dan. Man. Because
Intake.
the first one was before I even had a background.
Intake says Coco.
And then this very Chevelle and Home Race Pro Street one was my first build with my back. And then ever since then, I've had a background.
Very cool.
And then I don't know if that was about January when I made my first video or not. I think it was 2020, something like that. Then 2023 January, I think February, I redid the intro and some newer builds to the intro, and I made it to all my new background. And then, as you can see in my newer intro, I added stuff that's newer than my older intro. And I'm going to do the same thing again next January or early February. Update the intro with newer builds.
That's what I forgot to get at Hobby Lobby. Paintbrushes. I'm a trucker.
Here you go, Jimmy. Take your pick.
Yeah, I made a comment on Jess's community tab post. She had a picture of her and her husband and her brother in, I guess, their little shed, just in there building up. And I commented, I was like, here is $20 and you're carpenter certified. And then she replied back and she said, thank you or something with a little laugh.
I have a Ralph motor too. God, I had you. Where are my paintbrushes? I didn't grow legs and run away.
Well, time to cut your hair and make your hair paint, part of the paintbrush.
Huh?
Oh, yep. This is official now.
Oh, my hair.
I got everything painted on Chevelle. Just look,
On this motor. Literally, the block and bow covers this up. Okay. What am I doing with paintbrushes? I'll just tape them to this thing and spray paint. I'm done. Fire one again.
When did you get your one of those little chains like they have at the bank?
What?
When did you get you one of those chains like they have at the bank that chain the ink pen to the counter?
I might need one of them. Only one. Black is over there. Yeah, that's all I need.
I'm sitting here just thinking about it after looking at the directions and all the parts in the kit. This Chevelle kit is like a simple kit. There's not much to it. Like
Nah, they're not hard kids.
yeah, it seems like most of the parts is mainly for the motor. It's like once you build the motor up, it's like not much from there.
I will be right back.
And but besides HPI guy, I might be the first one in the modeling community building this kit. I don't know. I haven't came across or seen any videos of people having this kit. Do you know anybody that has this in the modeling community, Bob?
What, John?
Anybody in the modeling community that has this kit?
I don't know. Not that I know of.
Cause I was sitting here just like thinking, I might be the first one making a video in the modeling community on building this well, besides HPI guy. Because I haven't seen any videos of that
Okay, you
kit.
just have to search it and see. Okay. Oh, you're an official builder now, Jess? Is that what it is? Official carpenter?
She says that she's official when I made her carpenter certified. She said yes.
I got connections. I can get you up on the high steel. 45, 50 stories up if you want. Hanging out on the high steel, walking along those beams. I have connections.
Time to make her a construction worker.
Yeah, in the meantime, too, Jonathan, if you don't want to wait for that window, you can take the one that's cracked, cover it with masking tape, and cut out around it to make a template. And then just get some acetate, which is like the clamshell stuff that the product come in, and you can cut one out of that, and it'll go right in there. Just cut it out the same size and pop it right in. Oh, the ironworkers are gone by the time they put the roof off. When they put the last beam up, they put up the flag and the Christmas tree, and then they're done. They go home. Go ahead. What's the question?
Yeah. No.
Working on the F-150 Lightning, but I did it again. What the tailgate, can I put another coat of clear?
I'm guessing that's surge.
The clear coat is cutting off. Yeah, wait for it to completely cure. And if it's not real bad, you can sand it smooth and put another coat on it. But if it's real bad, you're gonna have to strip it and start over on the tailgate.
Or put
If
a
it's
big old
not,
sticker over it. Put a big sticker over the mess up spot.
or just model it down, drop it down, and then nobody knows the difference. Model with the tailgate open. Yeah, you just have to let
I'm
it
a
dry
lazy modeler, so I know all the lazy tricks.
and then see how bad the fingerprint or whatever is, or where it came off. And if you can sand the clear back to smooth it out and put another coat on it, that would be fine. Otherwise, yeah, you'll probably have to strip it down and redo it.
Mm-hmm. Stickers on or anything? No. Base is cool. Flip stock. When you're doing these dust coat, let it set, and then come back and do another coat.
Or you can make an air gate part, get rid of the tailgate altogether. Just put an air gate on there.
Now, if you spray over, it's just going to enhance it. It's going to build more and more. You got to sand it down, then respray it.
Back of the motor on the phone down. There. Stay there. Got my clackers.
And this is a color brighter.
What color do I want to do this about?
So what you can do that is the other one will be dark blue better.
I've done too many projects in black. I've done too many in red. I've done too many in orange.
Better than take like a Sharpie because it's going to be a regular. Mm-hmm. Take a Sharpie and make a line down it. Because I think I was listening here, just playing here. I didn't think the elbow was there. Next thing I went down and heard something like pop, and I'm like, "What was that?" And I that's what I would do with that. Because get that kid robbing the chassis from him, put underneath all the body, and then with the Chevelle body, all the chassis under it, and probably make a rust bucket out of it. If you want to do that, well, they're different bodies. Never mind. Do what I said. All right. So what update? Jerry chose now this, I don't know. I need to wait until it's on there for the motor. It's on there now because I'm afraid it's going to be
Right. How do you move that table?
here. Put them over there. Which I'm gonna have to touch up on it because I tear it off. I should have tore it off. No, all and what I
Okay.
what for? Oh yeah, that's an automatic one. So there's there is.
I'm not going to do it all.
All right, and that blue.
Good night, Jess. Save an egg roll for me. Extra sweet and sour sauce.
Oh, already rolling out, Jess. Oh, Chinese, get me some crab rangoon.
The body are already painted and it's already dry too. Isn't that same color did on the Pro Metallic Red Titania? It'll take all that long to dry. And I can tell it ran on me a little bit. I didn't even know it on both sides.
Just a very light wet sand.
Yay, Fafa.
Yes.
Let's see. I can try that first, Jimmy, because I've never wet sanded. We'll see how that is. What good will that be? Like this?
Anything about painting? You got one of the best painters up to your right.
If you're going to wet sand, you need to let it sit for a couple of days and make sure it's good and cured. You can smell the paint; it's not ready.
Well, I can't really smell that great, so.
And then you want to mix some water with some little bit of soap, like Dawn dish detergent. That's what you're going to use because it lubricates and helps keep your
This body is
sandpaper from clogging. And you do very little bit and wipe it off. And when everything's smooth and slightly hazy, then you'll be ready for your clear coat.
He had it run on him a little bit, and he's kind of.
Yeah, I'd give it at least a couple of days before you even touch to that, because the run will stay soft and gooey for a lot longer than the rest of the paint. One thing, and you would give it. If it's got a run, I'd give it at least 3 or 4 days. Or if you got the little box with the light bulb in it to heat it, because you want that paint to be super cured before you start sanding on it.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's just gonna come up in sheets and ball up and be a mess. You'll be stripping it down and starting over.
Yep. I think that's the mistake I made on the Trans Am. It really wasn't cured all the way before I started sanding on it and doing all that. I think that's the mistake I made with that.
because, like, I'm sure.
If you're using enamels like Krylon or Rust-Oleum, yeah, you got to give it probably a week or so before you start sanding them. Unless you put it in like an incubator to heat cure it.
Because at least right now I can touch this boy all I want and no paint on me, not even like fingerprints either. Let me shine it.
Well, I know, but that's still the paint is not cured. It may be dry
The runs-
to the
the
touch,
runs
but it's not
are-
cured. Inside it's
The runs will not cure because it's literally just
you
a
pick it up,
blob,
you pick it up
big
and go like
ball.
this. You smell it and it smells like paint. It's not done. It's not ready
Not
to
black.
be worked on.
Black will be.
If you just sprayed it right before we came on the live stream, yeah, it's way too soon to try and stand on it.
It's like,
You'd give it, say, at least a day, maybe two. I'd wait till maybe Sunday, depending on how warm your room is and what the humidity's like. Before I even started sanding on it, it's got to run it because that run is going to take a lot longer to set up.
And I gotta move that runs.
Because the run is where a lot thicker, so it's going to take a lot longer for it to cure.
like I said, it's just a big glob of ball of paint.
Yeah, if you try and sand it too soon, it'll just turn into goo. It'll be like rubber on there, and it'll be a mess. You'll be stripping the whole body. While you're doing it, you can work on the other parts, the interior, the chassis, the engine. Yeah, work on everything else and have it ready. Kind of what I'm doing here. I'm working on the body, but I've got on the Mustang, but here's the chassis all done. Here's the interior is ready to go. So that when I got the body ready, I can just slap the whole thing together. I'm waiting for the wheels to get here too. And doing stuff like I was missing the red plastic parts for the lenses, so I'm making them out of resin.
So, so just like wet sanding, basically just with the paint and just not the body itself. Is that how wet?
When you're wet sanding, you're using fine sandpaper to make the paint as flat and smooth as possible. So when you start wet sanding, you'll see parts will be shiny and parts will be flat. The parts that are shiny are lower than the parts because you haven't hit them with the sandpaper. When you sand it down to everything is the same flat color, then the paint is smooth. But it's for taking out imperfections or if you get dust in the paint or fish eyes or anything like that. To clean your basically it's the first step of polishing. And then when that's perfectly ready to go, you can put your clear coat on. Then you do the whole process over again if needed. But then you after wet sanding, you go to polishing and you polish to your final finish.
I mean, I don't clear.
I painted this 2 days ago basically, and it'll be probably next week before I've got it ready for clear coat. Maybe by the end of the weekend, I might, depending on how much time I spend at the bench. Or if my brother shows up with the contractor to start running the drywall, then everything comes to a stop.
Yeah, I don't clear coat. I've had bad experience with the clear coat in the past. I've think except like a day or two, paint drying. Then I took clear coat. Next thing you know, I see a bunch of lines and stuff going all over the body. So after that, I just quit using clear. Okay, Butch. Bob, Mike's got a question for you.
No, if there's no issues with it, then I'll just go right to polishing. But if I got a bug or dust or goobers in them, then I'll wet sand the areas, the problem areas. I don't get a whole lot of problem with orange peel generally. It depends on what finish I'm using. But yeah, if it doesn't need wet sanding, then you don't have to. Yeah, you just I start wet sanding with 1,000 if it's bad. Otherwise, I go straight to 1,500 or 2,000. In fact, I think that's what do I have here tonight? Yeah, this is 2,000. My my wet sanding paper. Well, I've got it all the way down to 200 grit, but I don't use that obviously for final sanding. That's for rough sanding at the beginning.
So, say if I were to set this by a gas stove, like maybe all day tomorrow, I should maybe be able to wet sand Sunday. Bob?
Did you just say stick it on a hot stove?
Just want it in a warm place, but not a hot place. Yeah, this is on. You don't want to put it somewhere where it's going to get hot enough to melt or anything. But yeah, just
Stuck them on a hot, like tires on a hot stove to make them look flat, but I wouldn't recommend putting that on a hot stove.
This sits like above it. It's like it heats the house. So not like stove to cook.
I wouldn't get it too close to that because those get pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sits like above it. We got a little shelf above it, and we'll always set our models, some stuff there to dry.
Yeah, as long as it's not getting too hot.
Never had a plastic to melt. So, hey, Snappy Pappy.
A lot of people use the food hydrators, or they use a cardboard box with a 60-watt light bulb in it. They call it the easy bake oven type thing. You just want it to be warm. You don't want it to be hot. Hey, Fred.
Oh, Snappy Pappy's here. I better put the 67 Chevelle away. I better put up the Pro Street one too.
What color do I can't really even paint the rims yet. I don't know what color of the body. Okay. I'll tell me what color these rims will be.
The wheels is usually one of the last things I paint because I want to
Definitely.
decide on a final plan after the paint is done.
Well, these are resin rims and tires, so I got paint.
Yeah.
I got to paint the tires anyway.
Wish we had some.
Well, I still ain't decided on what color my Eleanor wheels are going to be for this yet. I got to wait for them to get here. But
oh, you're putting Eleanor rims on it?
Yeah. Get a set printed. Jay's Resin Wheels supposed to be printing me a set. I'm waiting to hear that they're ready to go, so I can. I'm in no big hurry. This not till the end of October to get it done. Yeah, so Mike runs his easy bake oven at 105 degrees for 2 hours on a body. You just want it to be something that's warm but not hot.
Put it in the microwave.
Doesn't dry.
Now I'm glad to hide this from you, Pappy Pappy.
Damn, that tells you how big these tires are. Fucking tire fits on my finger. Oh, yeah. to finish this dually. I don't feel like messing with this frame right now, though. Probably don't want to do this for Bell.
Yeah, like that's what I'm doing this far is for Acme. Speaking of which, Jonathan, why don't you put me up on the big screen there for a second? And I'll show you what we got going on. Here's our 64.5 Mustang. We got the paint on it.
What scale is that?
1/16 scale.
Okay. Oh, the paint on
It's
the thing is gorgeous.
It's the color shift. The main color is color shift purple sunrise. I think of what it was. And then the stripes are purple fog. So the main color goes from blue to purple in the color shift, and the stripes go from bluish silver to purple to a pink to almost a green. But the camera doesn't like to pick it up, so it's hard to.
Looks good, Bob.
That's even there, Jonathan. On the hood, well, it's the right where the light. You see, I got a little spot right there. I got to work on this one, where I got to wet sand it. Once the paint has got another day or so on it, you see that where it's reflecting right there.
Yeah.
So I'll have to sand that back a little bit, get it smoothed out before I can clear coat it. And then I'm also making the red lenses were missing from the kit, so I'm going to make some out of resin. Okay, I'm done.
Head, it's 1/16.
Comments start scrolling in. We talked about it, Mark, but I haven't got the chance to go watch it yet.
What color do I want this frame called? Blue. It's got
Learn any silly questions.
That's right.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Britta. Thanks, Mark. Ted must have made it home. Hi, Ted, again. It's a 1/16 scale AMT. It's the old kit that came out of the 80s, maybe. I built it the first time in the 80s. This has a copyright date on it or not.
Ask that guy about going on vinyl.
Yeah, I think this is an 8. They popped it a couple of times. I think this is the 80s version of the kit. It came out like the early to mid 80s without going to look it up.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
They popped it a couple of times. I think it's the 80s version of the kit.
I got a question for Chris.
Like
I'm dropping stuff for him.
early to mid 80s.
Everybody doing all right on this awesome Friday afternoon?
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, great.
I won't be on too long. Once my dad gets home, we'll go over to my buddy's house. You know, we'll fuck off.
Hey, Gordon.
Another work week over for some of us.
Yeah, no shit. Not even over. I work Saturday and Sundays.
That sucks. Been there though. Been there. I managed a horse farm down here in Florida for years when I was much, much younger. It seemed like he never got a day off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the horses don't care if it's cold or rainy or Christmas or whatever. You know, they want to be.
They don't
fed
give
and-
a rat's patootie. They want their food. They want their water. They want to go out and play. They want to do all the stuff that they want to do. They don't give a darn about what year, what time of day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up on a farm. I know all about that shit.
And at least I get Fridays off though. They used to have it. I would work 9-hour shifts Saturday and Sunday, but now I'm only doing 4, maybe 5-hour shifts. So that's nice.
Well, that's a good community question. What does everybody do when they're not building models?
That's all I do
School, work,
anymore.
and sleep.
I wished it was all I do.
Yeah. School, work, and sleep.
I wish it wasn't all I did, but not having
I'll trade
3
you.
discs
I'll
in my
trade you,
back
Bob.
kind of.
You can come down and run my shop, and I'll stay at the house and build models, and maybe try to be as good as you.
I would love to, but missing the 3 discs in my back kind of puts a damper on that.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I'm good for about 15 minutes, and then I'm done. I got to sit down. I can find a nice job where I can work on stuff while sitting on my butt, then it'd be a different story.
Yeah, you can do breaks
There you go.
sitting on a creeper.
There you go, Outlaw. Just get him a little chair to roll
There you
around
go.
your shop in.
There you go. I'd say that you could do breaks sitting in the chair, but unfortunately, about the smallest size tire we get in anymore is a 35, and they're about 150 pounds a piece. So if your back is
Yeah.
bad, I'm sure you don't need to be lugging and tugging on
Oh,
those.
no.
He can be the dude that sits around and orders all the young dudes to do stuff.
There you go. The delegator. That's what we call him, the delegator. You know, delegate authority, make somebody else do it.
Oh. And I got a question for chat. What color? It's a 69 Chevelle SS.
Blue and white.
I'm
Blue and white or
putting-
white and blue? Or red and blue? Blue and white or red and white?
These are the rims that are going on it. Big old fat setup.
Every
Need
Chevelle
it.
ever was either red or white or blue and white.
Yeah,
My brother's is red with black stripes.
I got a lot
That's
of
a couple
like.
of
I don't want to do black, red, or orange because almost every model in my case is either black, red, or orange.
Well,
That's
I
what
had
I'm doing.
I had a 1-to-1 69 Chevelle that
Blue.
was green. I believe it was called Gargantuan Green, and that was a pretty cool color. It's kind of a lighter green, not a lime green, but it was a lighter green. If I remember
wanting
right, it
more
was
of a-
called Gargantuan.
A correct color, or you just wanting something different?
I don't care if it's correct or not. I'm doing it custom either way. I'm putting a supercharged 632 in it.
Well, you can always do it nice and bright orange
Yeah, but I've done. That's what most of my.
or yeller. Nice yellow.
I'll do yellow.
Person, it was either a 68 or like a cream color,
Well, I'll do cream.
like an off yellow.
Actually, GM had a real kind of cool color that in that era, which was like a robin's egg blue. It's kind of a real light bluish green. It was kind of a cool color. It's the color my GTO was.
You know what color I could do? Oh, I have a trailer. Oh man, my mind is working. I could do it, color match it to the dually I'm doing, big jacked up dually.
Yep.
And I got a car trailer. I can make the dually hauling around the big.
Yeah. Be just like
Chevelle.
Mr. Henry there.
Oh,
The
color
green-
match.
Green truck with the green trailer and a green car on it.
The trailer would be right. I'd do the trailer like an aluminum trailer, but it would still look cool.
It wasn't the most common color in the world, but back then they did it up in a silver with blue stripes. That was a good looking car. But it seemed like every Chevelle ever had the two racing
Yeah, that would
stripes
look
going
like
down.
silver with blue looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't murder it out. Black chrome, black body, black interior.
I can't show my bug, Fafa.
Ooh, there's an idea. I could murder it.
Yeah, Murder Nova. Murder Chevelle.
I have a Nova actually over here. I might not murder it out then. I got a Nova over here. I'm about to do a murder Nova. Not the drag car, but it's gonna be a murdered out Nova.
I once did a NASCAR, but instead of painting it up, I just painted it flat black. It looked pretty damn sharp. I didn't put no stickers on it or nothing. It almost looked like a test car or something. Looked pretty cool.
Yeah. That's what a lot of them test cars are. They're primer gray or like a black color.
Yeah, nice dark blue would be good on it. Or say the silver. Let me grab this real quick.
I do have a nice blue upstairs. It's like a Pontiac motor blue. Or a Richard Petty baby blue, I guess, would be more common for it.
I've done a 68 Chevelle and a metallic red.
So yeah, the special edition. I'm wanting to get this kit, but I haven't been wanting to pay $35 for it. But Hobby Lobby had 40% off today, so I paid $29. Which
that's silver with the blue stripes.
That's always a good combo. That looks good.
Yeah.
And it's not overdone either. Not like every car in the world is that way.
I could do
normally this paint scheme would have been white and blue, but I wanted to do the silver just to make it different.
Got the Rebelle. What year is that Trans Am?
This is the 32nd scale. I think it's AMT, maybe.
Oh, 32nd scale. I thought it was the 25th scale Rebelle one.
No.
As I did that one, I did it white and blue. That thing was pretty sharp.
But yeah, so silver.
It's
silver and blue.
This one, Alanis.
I could do it a nice silver and use these red because it doesn't come with the hood stripes. It comes with like the stripe, the side stripes.
That's a nice thing with the silver. You can make it whatever you can add whatever to it you want, whatever color. They all work. You can put yellow stripes on it. You can put green stripes on it, blue stripes, red stripes, whatever. Black ones, whatever floats your boat. They're all.
Hey, I mentioned it earlier in the chat, but if Chuck shows up tonight, let's everybody remember to congratulate him. It's his first day of retirement.
Yeah. Chuck.
Mark says painted titanium with carbon fiber stripes and a black interior.
That's
titanium would be a gold, goldish, a silvery gold or goldy silver. Silver with a gold tint to it.
I do have
that would look sharp.
Odd color I haven't used yet upstairs. It's a ink black is what it's called. It's like a gunmetal-ish, blackish. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a gunmetal, like dark freaking gunmetal.
Oh,
could do that and paint all the chrome black.
Oh, geez.
He's right now a few live streams back, probably like a week or two ago, something like that. Mr. Snapchat, all like mad, like firing, saying a lot of mean stuff to certain guy that's in the chat right now, and then now he's
Drop it.
now
Drop it.
Yeah, he said Fred did the dually, the trailer, and the CUDA were all Tamiya metallic green with a silver over silver base. TS20 metallic green.
I did it like a ox blood with a tan interior. There's a dually. It's gonna be a big 4-wheel drive on these rims I got from Joey. I got big spikes on them and shit. I could do that.
my dad. It's the same one yours is, Bob.
Yeah.
I will be back in a few minutes.
My dad built this for a small scale group build last year.
Yep, that's when mine was 2 years ago. But yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, the silver one. I think I did the Corvette last year. I don't even remember.
Oop. That blew myself out. Nope, maybe not.
No, but you knocked your camera off.
And I was trying to get it down here so where y'all could see the last night after I got done on the live, I couldn't go to sleep, so I finished carving up the Hudson Hornet to be able to get everything underneath there. That's going to be the stance when it's all said and done.
That looks good. That looks good.
Look good.
They
Plenty
a
of
lot
room
of
for
those
them big ass tires too.
Yeah.
I just got to figure out how to build the frame. I think I'm just going to take the rails that are on the frame now, and I don't have to go up over the tires, but I'll just have to squeeze them together, cut them off and then bring them back together real close so they go in between the rear axle, which, I mean, ain't a lot of room, but at least I'll have 2 frame rails going up over the top, and that'll give me the opportunity to run my 4-link. But it probably wouldn't work on 1-to-1, but I think it's going to be pretty cool when it's all said and done. The
well, you're saying
tub I had to cut out.
You will see this side, so
Yeah, I had to cut the back of the tub out to make room, but it so happened that the wheel wells are perfect and fit up in there, so I didn't have to get inside the interior and do anything to the interior, so they're gonna be tucked up in there nice.
Cool.
So it's almost coming together too well. It's making me nervous. I'm waiting for something to go terribly wrong.
Yeah, I like that stance. It's almost got just enough of that
I
tail
thought it
drag.
looked really good.
It's down low, but it's got just enough of that tail drag to look right for a lead sled.
Yep, I thought so too. I'm going to have to the front control arms are a part of the frame, so I'm sure I'll have to cut those off. But I've got some from Herd Hobbies that they're for the roundy round cars. They're super detailed, but you can kind of set them, where you want it. So I might steal that, or if nothing else, the NASCARs were the same way. You can steal the control arms off of them and kind of set it up how you want.
Yeah, I've done that before. Use a NASCAR chassis to kind of pro street a car because it's all set up.
Yeah,
for that.
Adjust everything.
Already, you just stick it up under the stock body.
Right.
But that's looking really good. I'm real impressed with that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I've always been a fan of the Hudsons.
Me too. And this is actually the first Hudson I've ever built, but I've got a couple of them, the old NASCAR ones. And back in the day when these things were, new, late 49, 50, 51, up to about, 55, 56, they were untouchable on the track. They were the fastest thing out there.
The fabulous Hudson Hornet. Yeah,
fabulous Hudson Hornet, yeah.
Wow.
but I put the final color coat on the V-dub last night. Stuck it in the Easy Bake Oven. And to elaborate a little bit on what I said, Jonathan, about the Easy Bake Oven, for me, it's a minimum of 2 hours at 105. I like to do that and then check it, make sure nothing's, going crazy. And then if that's the case, I'll stick it back in there. If I'm going to bed or whatever, I'll put it in for another 2, maybe 4 hours. As long as it's not hot, it won't hurt it. If it gets too hot, it will. But and it just makes that paint that much harder and easier to sand in the morning. And I wanted to ask you, Bob, when you got the paint, there's nothing wrong with it. You got no issues. You're just getting ready for clear coat. Where do you start? I mean, I know I go up to about 12,000, but where do you start? Sandpaper grit wise.
Before I put the clear coat on, I just want to get it smooth. No bugs or nothing in it. No dust marks. And then
start with about like a 4,000.
I usually do like if it needs it, a 2,000s where I stop, and then I'll put the clear coat on, and then I'll work it from there.
Because I usually start around, like I got a 3,200. I mean, if there's no issues, if I see
I got them all up to 12,000, but I hardly ever go that.
They're not up to 10, 12. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was on the right track. You get so many different opinions, and I've seen your work. So
on this hood, I've got a booger on it, and I'll probably start it about 1,000 and work it. And I still got to do this, go over the stripes. So I'm still going to wet sand it so I can get rid of the paint separation lines, the little ridge, knock the ridge down between the two colors of paint.
Right. Tape line.
Get like 3 coats of clear on it, let that set up, and then
buff it out.
If I don't have to wet sand the clear, then I won't. I'll just go right to the polish. If I do, I usually do like a 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000, just a really light one. Cool. And make sure everything is nice and smooth, and then I just polish it up.
Tan fur.
If you got a good enough clear that's got good self-leveling properties to it, hardly ever have to wet sand it all on the clear. That's like where they use the like say for example, Brian uses the 2K clear with the Mr. Hobby leveling thinner because that.
Well, I use Scale Finishes offers a 2K, and then they offer what they call a super clear, and I use the super clear.
There's no orange peel.
Oh, that's
doing better, John.
Brenda, you live on a curvy street. I need to bring my bike over to Germany and go for a ride. I heard that Autobahn over there is supposed to be pretty amazing. I guess you can just stretch it out over there, huh?
I like for clear coat, I will either use the Tamiya TS13 with it, or I'll use the Tester's Extreme Lacquer.
For me, if I'm using Tamiya paint, I want to use Tamiya clear. I want to use Tamiya primer. I want to use all matching products because they're made to work together. I mostly paint with Scale Finishes, so I use Scale Finishes Super Gloss or their 2K. But I think for me, it's if you're using Testers, use Tester stuff. If you're using Tamiya, use Tamiya stuff. That's just my opinion. I feel like they're all made to work together.
TS13, or the Tester's Extreme Lacquer. I use that a lot. Wet look clear. whatever one I have handy. They're pretty much interchangeable. They work fine on the Tamiya paints. They work fine on the Testors paints. They work fine over the acrylics. I'm not set up to do 2K clear here unless I just get the rattle can and do it outside. I don't have a good enough paint booth and stuff for that.
Hey, Daryl. I think you're new in the chat. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Be sure to subscribe if you want.
Mr. Like, but I know Brian and Matthew Inman and there's several others use the automotive 2K clear type stuff, or they use the MCW 2K clear, which is the same thing. They just put it in smaller bottles and charge you a lot more money for it.
Yeah, that's a avenue I'm starting to pursue. I just picked up. I got like 40 or 50 of the MCW's enamels, and I wanted to check them out. But if I'm honest, I haven't used any yet. But they're here. I saw everybody was using them and saw the different results. I know you can even run them through your airbrush, but I got these because they were brush on and they're color matched. So if you're doing the interior and you painted the body hemi orange, you can match the interior to the same color because that's works out that way. But I'm excited about using them for the first time. But every time I need something, I grab my scale finishes because that's what I'm used to.
Yeah,
They make airbrush ready paint too, don't they? I'm pretty sure they do.
Well, you can go to like Matthew's channel and show you how to do it. I uses the leveling Mr. Hobby leveling thinner and a little bit of the 2K hardener in it, and sprays it with the airbrush.
Cool.
Again, it gives you the smoother finish. A lot of times he doesn't even need a clear coat because it's smooth enough that he can just shoot the MCW and call it done. Then he puts it in the incubator and dries it. But I use mostly all lacquers.
Lacquers dry a lot faster, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you can use. I was just there doing it. I still have some of the original. Well, the secondary original. It's the pledge. It's not the featured. Same stuff. I'll use that if I want to dip my chrome parts or something like that to protect them, or to dip my clear parts if they're scratched or need to be, I just did the made the tail lights for the Mustang. I just put some of that future on that to seal those in.
Can you still find future where you're at? I can't find it down here. I got that.
No, well, they had
quick
that new
finish?
stuff, the quick shine, but this is. I
Something
bought
left
this
in
probably 5 or 6 years ago,
Right.
maybe longer, and I'm not even used half of it.
Right. I've been using the quick shine. It because back in the day, way back when, I would use that because you can brush it on and it levels itself pretty good.
Yeah,
But,
it's the same, basically the same
yeah,
stuff.
I use the quick shine.
And
It's a little it goes on a little cloudy, but it dries clear as I think it's as clear as future.
The AK one is called Gauzy Intermediate Shine Enhancer, and it's straight up white in the bottom. It looks like buttermilk.
Right, and then it dries clear or dries
clear. They use this. Recommend that for their natural metal colors like your chrome and polished aluminum, stuff like that. But I'll use it.
Yeah, I went online. I went everywhere trying to find it. You can't hardly find future right now. And if you do,
they don't make
it's
it
because some hobby or somewhere's got it and they know what they got and they ain't selling that stuff for cheap.
Yeah, they discontinued it. They don't make it anymore.
Isn't that the way it goes? Something works and they sell it or get rid of it or take it off the market.
Well, hardly anybody has linoleum floors anymore, and that's kind of what that was for. Was, you put it on your linoleum floors after you mopped them to keep them looking clean and shiny longer, and then once a year you had to clean your floors with ammonia to strip it off and start over. Yeah.
Brenda, that doesn't have a flavor. It's called golden
Yeah.
tobacco. It's just supposed to taste like tobacco, but it kind of got its own taste. I've been told that when I puff it, it smells like maple syrup.
Later, Donnie. Donnie.
Yeah, in the UK they have basically they don't have we never had future over there. They have one called Clear, which is actually white like that one. But I'm doing like an aircraft with a natural metal finish, and then I use that first, and then once that's on and cured, the acrylic clear, then I can hit it with a lacquer. Then I put that on, and I do my decals, and then I can lacquer the whole thing in and call it a day. And it's a bulletproof finish, then it ain't going nowhere. Unless you polish the decals off.
Then you get to start all over again.
Yeah.
And I don't know how everybody else does it, but I like to put down a coat of clear, the decals, and then put a coat of clear, at least one coat of clear over top of the decals.
Yeah, it depends on how glossy your paint is. If you've got a gloss paint, then there's no need to put a clear on it.
Yeah, true.
First. But if you got a paint
if
that's
it's smooth and
rough,
glossy,
then you got to clear it first to get the smooth finish so your decals won't silver.
right.
Or if your finish is too flat,
definitely put a coat over it.
Yeah. If your finish is too flat when you put it on, not only with silver, but those decals sometimes will just suck on and you can't move them. Yeah. That's what I mean. I wasn't even there, but I've heard about it enough times to know all about it.
Fred, I got a couple RCs with your name on them, buddy. You need to get them. I know you're into them rock crawlers. I got one that's badass.
Okay, Peppy.
You think, should we have a 67 Pro Street group build? You actually got to build it as a 67 Pro Street? Not steal the parts for everything else?
Well, I've built fleets of those.
Actually build it as the 67 Chevelle.
Don't buy the 67 Chevelle to build a 77 Pinto. Can I actually build a 67 Chevelle?
Yeah, actually build a 67 Chevelle Pro Street.
That'd be different.
I've just built 2 full ones, and then soon be ready to use a third, get my third one and use it for parts.
I can't say nothing. I got 2 of them up on the shelf that I have every intention of hacking and turning into something else. 2 empty boxes, that is. 2 empty boxes.
Well, I've got 3 or 4 that I've already robbed the chassis out of, but I've got 3 that are still complete. Then I bought the 66 Nova 2 weeks ago on Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby had their free shipping sale.
That blue one?
That. Yeah, that's a good one to steal parts out of too.
Yeah, that's a good one. I got one of those somewhere. Not sure where, but it's up there somewhere.
It's got.
If it's an AMT, it might be over in the AMT stack. Yeah, it's probably over there with the Nova.
Because it's got the coil spring rear end instead of the 4-link, and then it's got the really nice hood scoop in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of I'm calling it kind of like a snorkel look.
Yeah, it's the curve kind of dominator type. Yeah, let me grab.
I know I got it. I just don't know where it is.
I have 1,800 cars on my desk now. There's where the hood scoop ended up.
There it is. Oh yeah. Trans Am.
Yeah.
That's cool. I never was a fan of that body style, but that one looks good. That's a cool looking car.
And then the rest of the kit ended up right there in the Cutlass.
That's Cutlass, man.
W30E.
Gotta love the Oldsmobiles.
That was my dad's hot rod.
Wasn't that their nickname though? The Oldsmobile was the gentleman's hot rod, right? Or gentleman's muscle car?
Yeah.
I think that's what they kind of basically referred to because they were a more luxurious version of GM's
Yeah,
muscle car.
they were the classy ones.
Yeah.
Those in the Buicks. No, he had a
Fisher
68, but
bodies.
nobody makes a 68, so I had to go with a 69. He had a black on black on black W31.
Nice.
Then you got Cadillacs, but the luxury GM.
Yeah.
And then you had Buick. If you couldn't afford a Cadillac, the Buicks were for the people who wanted Cadillacs but couldn't afford them.
Yeah.
And the Oldsmobiles were the working man's fancy car, luxury car, or kind of the luxury low end cars. And then the Pontiacs and the Chevys were the bottom. The Pontiacs were billed as more powerful of the group.
Yeah, because isn't the Pontiac GTOs listed like the first muscle car though, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much considered the first muscle car.
Muscle car. 63 or something. 4?
Yeah,
64. Yeah, it was actually just a trim package. It wasn't a.
Yeah, that's right. It started out as Le Mans with that package on it.
Yeah, the Le Mans and the Tempest and the GTO were all the same. They just had different trim packages.
Tempest. That's when what was Lee Iacocca, right? Lee Iacocca and the guy from Ford, they would find themselves on the street trying to figure out what everybody's liking.
Well, and the GTO was intended to be a woman's car, just like the Mustang. It was.
Mm-hmm.
It was marketed to women.
Chevrolet should have marketed the Camaro to women because that's the girl's hot rod. I say that and it makes so many people mad every time I say it.
And it started in about 67 is when they started marketing it as a muscle car. And of course, the 69s were the judges. That's when they really became famous. And then in 70, they just went downhill from the 70s.
Yeah. Well, everything did in 70. I think Chevelle hung on to 71 with the 454. I think that was the last real muscle car.
They got 72. I say it's about 73 is when about everything started going a little downhill.
73. Yeah, that's when the gas crisis started, and they started making everything tiny and putting 4 cylinders in big monster cars, trying to save gas mileage. Even though that engine had to work harder to pull that heavy car around.
Because the Novas had a little bit different body style in 73. And then the Chevelles, my opinion, when they went to 73, they didn't look all that great. I'm not a big fan of them. Same thing with the El Caminos. Until 78.
See, that's just my luck. I hit the ground running in 1971, and by then the cars were all the cool cars were done. What's up, Don? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. And stuff like that.
Hey, Boston.
Hey, Boston. Yeah, one day I did. I was searching up on the Chevelles because I didn't know how long the Chevelles last for. I know they went continued into the 70s after 72, but I didn't know how far, and I found out they went until 77, and then the Malibu replaced it in
By
78.
then they were doing 4-door Chevelles and all that.
Yeah, they
Not
were
the
not
same
the
car.
same car.
Not the same car.
And too, I'm not a big fan of how they look anyway for the third gen Chevelles. If I were to own one for first gen, it would be the one I'm working on right now, 67.
Pretty much
Big body
anything.
car.
Yeah, 73 was the last decent model year for anything, and even by then they were already cutting back the horsepower, putting the smaller engines and stuff.
And then for the second gens, the 68s, the 72s, 1970. I love 70. I like it the best out of the second gens.
See, for me, it was the 68 and 69. Those were my two favorite years for the Chevelle. Same way with the Nova.
Later, Don. Hey, Angry.
All right, Don.
Now, I had a 73 Vega that was a badass little thing for having four cylinders and aluminum block.
Well, you are
It was a
right.
badass.
Where Malibu was a package with the Chevelles, but Malibu basically took over and became a car itself for the Chevelle.
Yeah, well, they were just trim packages, just like they would say with the Le Mans and the Tempest and the GTOs. They were just different level trim packages.
You're 100% right there, Fred. They went from good sized cars down to nothing because of that gas shortage. You had to sit in line to wait to get gas all day long. I don't remember it, but I heard about it.
Well, I remember
And
it.
maybe somebody older can speak to it, but I think they even at one point was giving you stamps for gas. Like you only had so many stamps. You only get like so many gallons or something. I may not be right about that, but I
That was
remember
primarily
hearing
in the
something
big
about it.
cities and like out in California. Where we were, there was never We never ran out, but big thing about that era I remember is was it Firestone had the 721 radios that got recalled. My dad had a friend that had a whole warehouse of them. So he would go buy those for like $10 a piece, put them on his car, and run them until the cords started showing, and then he'd take them to the Goodyear dealer or whatever it was, and get them in, and they put a brand new set of tires on because they were recall tires.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, during World War II, they had the gas ration,
That's what
stamps. You see the cars from that era had a lot of them had like the A sticker on the windshield. And we never had that problem. Say we're living on the farm, so we had our own tank on the farm of gas. We tank probably had a couple of 100 gallons in it all the time for all the tractors and farm trucks and stuff. We lived far enough away from the big cities that we never ran out of gas or had a gas problem where they couldn't get gas to us, or in town even at the gas stations. Yeah, that's what it was. Even numbered plates for one day and odd number plates the other on the cities. A lot of them you could only buy 10 gallons. When you got to the pump, they don't let you buy 10 gallons.
Yeah, that's when you hear about the old cliche where they're taking heavy motors out of Barracudas and putting diesel motors in them. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but that was a urban myth for a long time. Anyway, whether it was true, I don't know. But
Well, they tried it with Cadillac to switch the gas motors over to diesel, and that didn't work for anything. Then they had the Echo Star ones that would switch from how many cylinders would get fuel and spark depending on the need.
well, the first
4 to 6 to 8 cylinders firing depending on how the load. That didn't work out either.
I think it was GM that converted their gas motors over to diesel.
Yeah, they were like in the Cadillacs and stuff.
Yeah.
They basically just tried putting glow plugs in instead of the spark plugs and tried to make it work. But now it's the other way around. Diesel's more expensive than gas, so.
Yep.
And that's when your catalytic converters came in and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Horsepower limit.
Hey, everybody.
And
Sorry I'm late. I just got in from work.
If you had a Firebird with a 455 in it, then they had to be detuned and all that crap, so they weren't low in horsepower. So they were low in horsepower to be able to sell them. Of course, you can fix that real quick. But...
Well, the insurance companies went nuts too, didn't they?
Yeah.
If I remember right, they went nuts and started like slamming the hell out of anybody that had a big V8 or whatever. They would charge you crazy insurance numbers.
Hey, Britta. Hey, Serge. Yeah, after I got done with my regular shift, I had to make a restaurant depot run for the company. And it's a good thing I drive a truck because everything that I bought, because it's all in bulk and big and whatnot, filled the bed of my truck plus part of the cab.
Yeah.
So
you used to have to do that. You used to have to go to the bakery every week.
Chicken Lafayette with boudin sausage. Work food.
Can't go wrong with boudin sausage. I can tell you that. I love me some boudin. Boudin, good stuff.
If it's been made right, it is.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, to it. Which way do you want to go? Stock only had one pair of taillights, and the custom has two. I think we're going to. If they got them. Bless your heart, brother. I'll say it for him.
Bless your heart.
Damn, Bruce and Fred, y'all making me feel kind of young.
Mm-hmm. So, Ed, this is what I'm working on.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have that one?
This is the new released one.
Yeah.
I got this for Christmas. Besides HP, I'm the only one I know of that.
No, mine's the one I have is the Revell 69 SS 396.
Mine's the 67.
Yeah.
The big ones before they went to. I kind of call them like the coupe versions. I don't know why. I just call them that.
Oh, mercy.
Fred, you know there's a line of clothing that says that old farts rule. I got to buy that. I don't know where they are, but I got a bunch of old farts T-shirts. They all got some funny saying on them. Or I got one that's a biker. It says something about motorcycle club, and the name of the club's the Geriatric Crew.
Hey, K2.
T2.
Hey, Fred. How you doing, shipmate? 5 years, United States Navy. Electronic warfare technician, petty officer, first class hood, reporting for duty, sir. And Navy vet to Navy vet, thank you for your service, sir.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Papa Z.
Damn Skippy.
Hey, Rick's in the house.
And while we may pick on the Marines and give them shit and rag on them, don't let nobody disrespect them. At least not in front of my face. I got nothing but they may be my crayon eating jarheads, but I got nothing but the utmost of respect for my devil dogs.
Face it, You guys had to give them a ride so they could go whoop butt. That's what you had to do.
Basically,
My
United States
nephew was.
Navy.
I told Fred this when I met him. My nephew was in the Marine Corps, and I told him, I said, the Navy or the Marines is a department of the Navy. He said, yeah, the men's department.
Well, see, here's the thing. United States Navy, taxi service to the United States Marine Corps. And then you got the word Marines, Marines. It's an acronym, has two definitions. The first, my ass rides in Navy equipment, sir. The second one, muscles are required, intelligence not essential, sir.
I
Looks
can
like you
believe
got
that. I know.
a soldier up in here too. Thank you for your service, Ted. All right. So, y'all know what the Army calls a helicopter, right? That's a chopper. Y'all know what the Navy calls a helicopter, right? That's a helo. Y'all know what the Marine Corps calls a helicopter?
Whirly bird.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Flying saucer, you.
I bet you have, Fred. And like me, having been a electronic warfare tech, I was at least partially responsible for all weapon systems on board my ship. And because we were capable of taking on nuke-equipped Tomahawks, when we did, we would take on an extra contingent of Marines to act as security for those nukes. And I was so very thankful and grateful for my devil dogs.
What's happening, Rick? Hey, look here, buddy. I found you a spot for your skeleton
Hey,
right
Papa.
here on my desk. He sits up here and watches me. I'm pretty sure he disapproves of most of what I do, but we still love him.
And Ed, if you ever get this 67 Chevelle kit right here, it's basically the same as the Pro Street one.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah,
the same
got
chassis, body, parts, all that. Just the only difference is, of course, race parts for the Pro Street, and then you got stock parts for that one. The frames are very similar. Just, they're
Yeah.
different, like here and back. Here and back.
Yeah, I've got like 7 or 8 copies of this particular kit. So yeah, I'm well familiar with the Pro Street version. And the vast majority of those kits are parts kits, by the way. Cutting off the rear portion of the chassis, taking out the rear end and the tires and the engine and stuff like that. Yeah, most of those are parts kits.
Soon I'm going to use one for a parts kit. Put underneath the pile of body.
Right. And same goes for the vast majority of my 66 Nova Pro Street kits. Those are all parts kits too.
Yep, we were just discussing those.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not building the 67 Pro Street. I'm using it for parts.
I've built 2 complete Pro Streets. I haven't used any for parts. So
I said we should have a group build where you can actually build the 67 Chevelle Pro Street.
I've got enough of the kits. I probably could still piece one together.
all right, James Mark.
All right, Jones Mark, if we still here, see you when you get back. Hey, Hortons.
Ooh.
Need a little bit more lubrication in my water.
Oh, and Jeff, and you're telling Fred you're sorry? No, sir, you are not sorry. You might well be apologetic and be apologizing, but you are not sorry. You're one hell of a good dude, Jeff.
Yeah, I was just checking to see if we're talking about the same Jeff.
Yeah, there is 2 of them. Well, actually 3 of them.
Hey, Angry.
Okay. Angry. Today, I got a text message from something like USPS thing, saying something like package is like arrived at warehouse, but like cannot like send it out from there
Well,
because like up I guess with the mailing address and
just delete them. They're not real.
They're gonna say scam because they do it to me too.
mhm, and like reply back in like within 12 hours.
No, you don't do it. Just delete them and go on with your day.
Yeah. The ones I get, man, look a lot like it's UPS, and they try to pass themselves off
Yeah,
as
well,
UPS.
I've been getting lately emails from myself saying that my invoice for Geek Squad is due. It's not coming from Best Buy, even though I never use Best Buy anyway. It's actually coming from my email address because they're just cloning emails and sending shit out, hoping to catch somebody not paying attention and
All right.
click on
Thankfully,
the link and then they can get into your computer and
Raise
screw you over.
havoc.
thankfully,
Or even better yet, get all your credit
all
card
that shit that
information.
comes to my inbox goes to my scam or my spam box. So, and
I
I
will
just
say this: I played a good one on a buddy of mine. This past April, we were out in Utah, Easter Jeep Safari. So we're way off up in the rocks in the mountains or whatever. And he laid his Jeep over on the side of this big rock. Well, there was just enough room. If you guys are familiar with the rocks out there, it's like walking on sandpaper. But anyway, so I slither down on my belly and I get my head between his A and B pillar and the roof. And I looked at him and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "We've been trying to reach you about your car insurance." I thought he was going to fall out of there laughing.
Oh, yeah, you go up to the rear view mirror on that one.
Okay, yeah.
Like a good neighbor.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Neighbor. New Arnold Schwarzenegger commercials for them. Chopper. Neighbor.
Chopper. Get on the chopper.
That's Bud. No, that was the sheep.
My favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger quote of all time. It's not a tumor.
I'll be back.
It's kind of like early this morning was as I'm sitting here drinking my coffee, doing my little wake up process that I go through when I have to get up early for work. I'm watching a Gamers Nexus hardware news video,
Go to the chopper, good name.
and one of the things that was talked about in that particular video was advancements in AI, and I put in a response. I'm like, all these advancements in AI and that particular technology and technological space does nothing but give me visions of a very large man with a very heavy Austrian accent asking the question, Sarakana? Yeah, it's just that shit needs to be squashed and get fucking rid of it.
Mm-hmm. And robots too and all that. We don't need that. Like maybe just for like the really dangerous jobs, like window cleaning. I can understand, but besides dangerous jobs, no robots.
Night, Fred. Yeah, because I mean,
Because that's
Hey, Fred.
my thing is if you take a movie from 20, 25, 30 years ago, a science fiction type movie, and you look at all the quote fictitious technology that was in that movie and compare that fictitious technology from the movie and compare it to shit that's just commonplace today, life imitates art. Not
There's
always,
kind of fun in cars.
not always, but quite often, life imitates art. All right, Fred. Have a good night, young man.
later, Fred.
I see Dan the man is up in here. 6T's rule.
Yeah.
AK and Customs.
Hey, K&D.
Black. You find that no matter how fancy you paint your cars, the color you use most is black.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll easily use twice as much black as I do all other colors combined.
I did see a black the other day that stood out. It was maybe Tamiya, but it was like it had some blue in it, and it really looked good. It was a different, black tends to be just black, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it stood out.
Yeah, anytime I'm doing a metallic, whether it be chrome or aluminum or whatever, I do a gloss black for the base before I put the metallic on it.
Same here.
Oh, so you use your fenders and firewall and your chassis and da 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 da, and on and on and on and on, and use more black than you do the color to paint the car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't always do my inner fenders and firewall and engine bay and all that. I don't always paint that stuff black. Kind of depends on the car.
Well, it depends on the car, yeah.
I don't always paint my cars black, but when I do, it's black.
Funny thing, my Vallejo black, it's actually called cold white. The name of the color is cold white.
What's up, guys?
What's
Yeah,
going
you-
on,
Hey,
Gary?
what's happening, buddy?
Let me get your TV turned down, son. Ain't nobody want to hear that in the background. How's everybody doing?
All right.
If I was doing any better, I'd set out my hands to keep from clapping.
That's what I'm talking about.
You recognize that? That's sarcasm.
Yep. I can't see the chat now. I guess I need to get my tablet up here where I can see the chat.
Yeah, I mean, that's a blue car, but I got black on the fender well. I got black on the interior for the roof liner. The interior's all black. I don't know, chassis black, fenders are black. Plus all the stuff that you paint black so that you can chrome it. Yeah. Like I used 4 times as much black on the car than any other color.
The last one I did black. Pretty sure it was 69 Z28 Camaro.
Well, I had to say that I pulled a Fred Henry today.
I saw in the chat. I won't tell, but I saw in the chat.
I bought.
You got a 67 Pro Street.
Yep. Well, I did it for a reason, though. So I've got a '66 Chevelle. I want to make a Pro Street out of one of my favorite cars. So we're gonna attempt that sometime in the future. But I got some other stuff I got to try to get done and finished up before I do that. But it is what it is.
That's a good one for it.
Yeah, I mean, just something else, to I guess get started and take 6 months to do. Anyway.
Only 6 months?
We'll get to it. Well, I mean, I got stuff in the case and it ain't even finished, so.
Yeah. I've got kits I've been working on for over a year up in here, so.
I'm probably right there with you because I've got a 55 Pro Street that that everybody has finished theirs that Fred did a build along on.
Yeah.
And mine's close, but I mean, I still got coil packs and wiring and plumbing to do. But other than that, I mean, I'm close. It's painted.
All right, Dan, you have a good week. Good night, sir. Have a great weekend.
All right, Dan.
Later, Dan.
Later, Dan.
Yeah, for the big areas, I used the Mission Black instead of the Vallejo, and that's come in the bigger bottles. The Mission colors,
Yeah.
they come in the bigger.
I know. Go ahead.
I get these big old 8-ounce acrylics and then gloss coat it when I need to.
Sorry. I got it turned down, guys. Just trying to get the chat up here so I can see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm stupid ads. That's probably what it was.
Well, I mean, it was actually the intro to Jonathan's live, so it's hard for me to look at chat while I'm sitting here and unless I got this tablet up.
Yeah. Well, it's like me. I've got StreamYard on the one monitor over here, and then I got the chat on the right-hand side monitor over there, and then I got 2 more monitors up top that I could put stuff on if needed to.
Okay, Angry.
Yep.
Hey,
It's running, Kevin. I had to take it not cranked for a whole week, and this ain't even got anything to do with modeling. My Suburban had not been running, and I done about run the battery down, and I think the day that I actually had been watching YouTube and was coming home to do something to it that I thought was going to fix it, it decided to crank up, and then when it cranked up, I took the pass security lockout module out of the truck, and it's been cranking ever since. So it was the security lockout module was keeping the fuel pump from pumping fuel to the throttle body.
I'm no expert on this, but that can't. There's a place you can put a capacitor across that to bypass it.
You can unplug
Well,
it, but as soon as the battery goes dead, it's going to go reset itself.
yeah, that's what they said. It will go back to the default, but the thing is, I still got it in the truck. All I got to do is plug it up, and there's a purple wire on the actual wiring harness. You can skin it back and then wrap your wire on it. And when you go to crank the truck, you can ground it out. At the same time, you turn the key to crank it, and it'll crank back up.
All right, yeah, I'll be right back. Time for post-meal smoke.
all right.
But yeah, Kevin, it's running. I ain't had no issues with it. I just put a battery in it, I don't know, probably a month or 2 ago, so we should be good for a while.
So, what I am doing with my 67 kit here that I'm building, I am going to make it look like my Pro Street car, basically a stock one, or could say what it looked like before I got turned into a Pro Stock drag car. Because I painted the same color, the same color interior, talc red with a gloss black interior. That'd be fun. Thanks,
Hey,
Kane.
Mo Barnett.
We all gonna fall asleep here in a minute, I think.
I know, right? About to drop
Friday
this
night, I'm
thing
trying
on
to
the
catch up
ground
on
and
the
curl
chat.
up in the fetal position.
I guess it's better than what our conversation or what my conversation has been. I guess I don't know. I'm done as far as all that crap.
Yeah, I just
I'm gonna say it one time. I apologize to everybody, and it is what it is. Okay, we're not going into that. Oh,
just
okay,
walk away and let it be in the past.
absolutely. Gonna be man. Gonna be a man. Gonna be men. You know what I mean? So, but anyway,
What was it? What was it? Merle Haggard said, "That's yesterday's wine. Yesterday's wine."
you're right. Absolutely. I hope everybody's over everything. I really do.
Or
I'm gonna try to clean my act up also. So I mean, I don't think mine's been quite that bad, but I'm gonna clean my act up along with everything else. So it is what it is.
be like that. I think it was a baboon off the Lion King. It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
That's right. It's over. It's over. I'm
Hakuna
gonna,
Matata.
I'm gonna try to get my behind up tomorrow. I didn't get in the bed. I didn't go to sleep last night till almost 1 o'clock. Got up at 5 this morning. Had to go to work, and I'm gonna try to get in there tomorrow and try to get my hobby room a little straightened up where I can get my paint booth up and in there where I can do some indoor painting instead of having to walk out on this porch.
There you go.
Try to get focused somehow. So
I can relate to that. That's what I look forward to coming here in the afternoon after dealing with customers and employees. I don't mean it in a bad way. Everybody has, you just want to shut it off. I don't have to worry about the lights getting paid and payroll being done and the customer being happy and make sure he's got 35, not 37 pounds of air in his tire and his lift kit's
that's
right. I can come here and just tune it all
your,
out.
your job sounds just like mine, Outlaw.
Well,
I run a warehouse with logistics and everybody's problems with trucks, trailers, and it's just never ending thing. Things that you want to do during the run of the day at work, it don't ever get done because you got too much other stuff going on to actually get to it.
yep, that's
So
it.
it is what it is.
It is
We
what it
just
is.
do the,
If it
we
was
just do
easy,
the,
everybody would do it.
we just do the best we can, and I mean, like I say, I'm only one person. Like I only get so much done.
Well, it's like I told my ex-wife, I do the best I can with what I got.
Yep.
Ugh. Obviously, I'm back, y'all.
But I think I got overzealous with my 4,000 grit and knocked some paint off of a body line on my Volkswagen because I can see white through my wild cherry. Dadgummit.
That ain't good.
Oh, it's a little spot. I'm sure I can touch it up, but
Well,
dadgummit.
and now that you mention it, my 55 repop bad man that I got in there, I can see on that little
I put that little cap in there.
rain thing over the top of the door. I can see some spots on it. I'm going to try to somehow touch it up. So, and it's chipped. It ain't, I don't know how I chipped it.
That's why they put that little extra part inside the lid so you can do touch ups.
You got it.
That's it.
Yep.
Well, this one's the same thing. It's the rain gutter right above on the Volkswagen. It goes from the back hatch all the
Yep.
way up above the door,
Yep.
next to the hood, and then down to the front. And mine is right there at the A pillar. It's just
Mhm.
about a half an inch long, and it's just enough white that it sticks out through that daggum wild cherry.
Right.
Well, it's actually gray from the primer that's underneath, but either way, it sticks out. I can touch that up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a couple of little spots. I'm gonna touch it up and see what I can do with it. I mean, it's not really that noticeable, but I mean, still, I know it's there.
And that's all that matters. If you
Yep.
know it's there, then
All I can tell you is, Mopar Nut, when you go buy one of these new kits, that bad man, that main word in that title is bad.
Bad.
So be prepared. Just saying.
Buyer beware.
When you buy it, and first thing I ask you to do is pull the body out and look at the rear quarter right below the B pillar on the vehicle body. You'll see it's got some extra mold lines. You're going to have to fix them. And if you were lucky like me, you got a big chunk of run styrene going down the side of that quarter that you're going to have to sand down. Mopar said, I got 3 already. Oh, God. Well, you got 3 bad man kits.
Dang, don't.
I mean, it just takes some work, but I mean, I got it all sanded out and got everything to where it looks decent. So, I mean, just takes work. But I would have never thought that kit would have been in that kind of shape, especially coming out of the mold as a repop. You are correct, Mopar. It don't have any prevalent door lines except for at the bottom of the door.
yeah, see that spot right there?
Yes, sir. You are correct.
That's what Terry's talking about.
Yep. And it seems like every one of them are the exact same. I don't know how, but
Well, if it's in the tooling, then it's going to be in every run because they don't fix those tooling. I mean,
well, I mean, yeah, but you would think after pulling 1 or 2 of them out and seeing it there, they'd fix it, but they just continue running them.
nope, they just run them.
Yep.
Very rarely will they fix it, go back and change the tooling.
Is the original Mopar, I don't mean to cut anybody off. Is the original Mopar, does it have that extra mold lines and stuff in below that quarter pillar? B pillar? You get money back. You are correct. I would take a bunch of money back for mine.
Yeah, it might have
But
been.
there's hours and hours among hours of sanding and getting that quarter fixed.
Somewhere along the line, the tooling could have got damaged, and they just went in and repaired it the best they could and went on.
Yeah, I don't really think they did anything. I just think they ran. I mean, because everybody that I know that's pulled one out of the box, it's the same. I mean, Fred bought one, and he didn't even look at the body. Of course, he's not using the body, but I just asked him to look at the body, and he said, "Yep, same thing."
That's why I'm glad I don't buy Chevrolets.
So Mopar says the original doesn't have the crap on the quarter panel.
There you
That's
go.
a good thing because that's the original run. So
That means the tooling got damaged somewhere along the way, and it just never got, or they just attempted to fix it, or they just made it work.
Yep, they just ran them. Look, they know we modelers, and they see too much of our work out there, and I guess they say, we'll just see how well they can do with it.
Don't say anything like I mean, the AMT 67 GTO kit, from the very beginning, that front nose never fit, and the rear bump was too narrow. It's been that way since the promo kit came out in '67. They just never done the tooling. I mean, it's not a popular enough car to warrant new tooling.
No, but I mean, think of this though, Bob. I mean, 55 is kind of like a landmark. You know what I mean? 55, 57, two most popular Chevys ever put out.
But once that's tooling's paid for, they can pump them puppies out for pennies.
Oh well, yeah, absolutely.
For pennies, once that tooling is covered, that's why they do it.
And just what Mopar just said, they make them in China. So there you go. They're repopping in China. Yeah. I mean, I get it, but it's all right. I ain't gonna stress it out. We just fix it and move on along. I already done got mine done. I just try to prepare everybody else that's gonna do it or either gonna use the body. They got some work to do. You going to get yours Outlaw and look at it?
No, I actually don't have one. I want the original Batman because I had it when I was a kid, but the new one, I didn't. Like I said, I'm not a Chevrolet guy, but no, I'm headed over here to the paint booth to get ready to fix this deck, do this touch up on this Volkswagen.
I hear you. Yeah, I kind of figured you was going over there to grab one.
No, I don't have an empty box of that one.
I guess
do yourself a favor. Leave it sitting on the shelf.
Well, after hearing you talk about it, I don't got no problem with that. I'll leave it sitting right there.
I'm telling you, it's rough. And I mean, Ed done pulled his out and he pointed it directly out. I know I said where it was at, but he directly put the finger on it. It's rough.
Yeah, it's worse in person than it looks on the camera.
Absolutely is. I primed and primed and primed just that quarter just to actually fill in that those seam lines there. And then after I got them filled in, I just went to sanding on that chunk of styrene that's laying there and trying to get it sanded back out flat. And Jonathan's going to show you his, and that's actually one his dad built.
Yeah.
But you can see it. It's right there. Yep. But I mean, it turned out good. I mean, the American Hero decals covers it up, so it's not as noticeable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, when you go to actually, if you look down the side of the actual quarter from the back, you can see the hump on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then right there where you got the tag decal on it, it's also got a hump in that trunk lid. You can check that out too, Ed.
Let me get my kit back out.
Check it out on the back end, right there in the middle of the trunk where the tag would actually go. There's a hump right there too. I didn't fool with mine. I just left it alone. Got tired of sanding on it. Yeah, that turned out awesome, man. Your dad did a good job on that.
Thank you. And then
there is a slight bump in the plastic here on the rear deck.
Yep.
I mean, you kind of got to hold it in the right, just right to notice it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's there.
Yep, you can see it. It's not bad on the trunk, as bad as the quarter, but it is a hump back there. So I just left it alone. If you actually put the emblems and everything on it, you ain't gonna see all of it. But I mean, the quarter is the worst thing.
Now I don't know if this one has it or not.
If it's the original, it don't.
I don't think it's the original.
If it's the original Badman kit, you ain't gonna have it on there.
Because I think my dad said the one he built had I think it was black with flames down the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not seeing a dention for like trying to like make a bigger gas cap door.
Yeah,
Unless
it's just got some more lines right where that gas lid is. There's some more lines right in the front of it, like door seams. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got one in it because I can see it right here. That light is directly sitting on top of it right there.
Yep.
It's a little dent in the actual quarter fender right there.
Light is that's where the gas cap is, and then
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about right a little bit further there, right there. You can see it.
Yeah, and the gas door is a little further back.
It's a little bit forward of the actual gas door where you open the door up on it, right? It's just a little bit in front of it.
mm-hmm. Just think this one might be like the second repop or the first repop of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it now.
Yep. I just know the one that got out right now is not good. It requires some modeling plug.
It requires being an actual builder and not an assembler.
Yeah, I guess you could put it like that. Absolutely. My question is, and I don't know, I'm going to ask the question: has anybody actually tried to make a 66 Chevelle Pro Street with the 67 chassis?
No, I haven't.
Has anybody tried to fit that? I'm gonna try to fit it. I've got a 66. The
worst case scenario, you could probably just back half it.
well, I mean, I'll get it there either way. I got to do it, but I mean,
The wheelbase is too far off. You just back half it.
Yeah.
Cut the chassis in half, and you just use the back half of the Chevelle
Mm-hmm.
Pro Street and
I've always had a liking of the 66, even though it's got pretty much a plain grill, I mean, the 67 is nice, the way they redid the front end of it, but I just like the old 66 better. What's up, Jeff? How you doing?
What I'm going to talk about is due to a conversation with a couple engineers. One of them is Jim Rogers from Sabino's JR.
Yeah.
If you get in Mopar nut, if you took an actual body and scale it down to exactly 1/25th scale, every model that was ever produced, every one of them, because of the A pillars and B pillars and C pillars, the roofs would be crushed in shipping alone because of how thin they would actually be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so there's some tolerance issues that go on. So you got to take that into account, and that's part of it, or at least a progression of it. The problem, and I agree with Terry 100%, you're charging this kind of money and you're only putting out an inferior quality product. Sooner or later, it catches up with you. But like anything, with that injection mold, it does heat up the casting areas. They expand and contract. They get warped. And I'll use this as an exact sample. Everybody wanted that duster. I know people have got a perfectly fine body and perfectly screwed up bodies, and one guy only got hood. The people are pushing too far, and the quality control is not giving its due diligence. Oh, looks good. Boom, send it.
Yeah.
The problem is the companies, and I disagree with some people, they need to be raped over the coals. Well, they're bringing stuff back. Just because you're bringing it back doesn't mean it's right.
No.
But if you're going to charge somebody $45, $50, Mobius is being an example.
Yeah.
Every one of their trucks I've got had warped parts.
Yeah. I haven't
But
even, you know, and I
that's a
haven't
part
even
of
opened mine up yet, Jeff.
it's part of learning, and you should, and that way you can contact them,
Yeah,
get your all the parts, and go through all of them before you give them a list.
yeah,
Because I did that and I screwed up.
yeah.
So
I
there's
haven't
some
even
give
opened
and
mine
take.
up.
So there's going to be thickness in areas that shouldn't, but that's because if they don't design it that way, and then it becomes a weaker package, and then you have even more problems and you get even worse results. But like a friend of mine said, they're pushing them out so fast, they're not giving them loud time to properly cool.
Yeah,
People are not lining up tooling correctly as well, because all they're worrying about is total numbers and not quality of work. And you're right. You're also right that the plastic they're using is something in the polymers are different than they were 10, 20, 30 years ago.
well, I'm gonna put it like this. I think they need a bunch of us old model builders sitting on the quality or the what they call it, your line, watching the quality come down through there and kicking them off the belt as they not what we want. You know what I mean?
And here's,
They'd never get anything probably down the line
yeah,
for us.
and you're right, Stephen. But I also have some model kits from AMT Ertl when they were in Drysville, Iowa, that I could show you that are as horrendously bad as anything I get today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but I mean, they were
it
also,
happens in every. It depends on the person making the product. That ultimately comes down to if they actually care about the product they're pushing out.
yeah, their quality.
And you're right. Some of the plastic crap, there's no doubting that.
Mm-hmm.
You could take an old body and a new body and clink them off the table, and you'll hear the difference in the sounds. The only reason I knew this because I worked in a company we did plastic molding injection.
Yeah, Mopar saying
some of the stuff I see come out of them molds would be like, what the hell?
Yeah, Mopar saying they're using recycled plastic.
I was only
bet
gone
you they
for 5 minutes. This place went to crap. Look, Jeff's here.
You're welcome, Midget Mike.
Thanks. You doing all right today,
we'll
Jeff?
just call you Eminem Outlaw.
There you go, Eminem. I'll take that. You doing all right today, Jeff? How's your mom?
I wish that that
bad subject. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring nothing up.
No, it's inherent. It's part of life. What's going on? It's some people in the family are not wanting other adult children to know about what's going on. And I sent one, and if I played the voice message I got today, that I'll probably never see my mother again. And as long as she's with his sister, I probably won't talk to her. And my last words, I love you. And I can live with that.
There you go. I'm sorry for the drama, but hopefully she'll get better and it won't be your last words.
It is what it is. And just can't fix stupidity no matter what you go. And here's the sad part. The person is doing this has a PhD in psychology.
That's what's wrong.
Exactly.
Overeducated.
Unfortunately, Jeff, that's what's wrong.
Yes.
Overthinking, just like he just said.
And the alphabet community member.
Yeah.
The alphabet community member.
No, that's so it all leads into a part of it. And there's your things you're right too. Oh my God, I got some Revell tires, Revell of Germany, made in Poland. Them tires are so disintegrated. Who was it? MPC had for tires. If they got on your windows or your body, they melt. They would literally melt into the body.
Who was the one that made the freaking? Who made the darn tires for the semis that you could just about wad them up? They were so soft.
Yeah, MPC, the Golden Wheels.
No, but I mean these were 18-wheeler wheels.
Yeah, I showed you some I had.
I got some of them. You can just about do them just smush them.
This is one of them. That's off the Can-Do
Yeah.
record.
Yeah,
And this
Yeah.
is a good one, believe it or not.
Wow.
that's what I was wondering is because I never opened that kit up, so I didn't know whether it had
No,
the
that was,
good tires or the bad tires in it.
that's the same kit, but this is not from that. That one's in Iowa. This one is literally here in Vermont.
Mm.
Oh,
And it's like, and here's a big problem too with like round two. We did all new stuff on that Demon. Yeah, the only thing they corrected on that was the the front fender area on the bottom. That's it.
So are you telling me that kit's like this bad man repop?
I don't know. I mean, all I can go
Okay.
by is whatever. Marcy had a bunch of problems with hers. KRD had a bunch of problems with his.
Yeah,
I
because
bet you, I was
I
gonna say, I
want to
bet
get.
you if you ask Jason his opinion of that kit, you'll get an honest opinion. He did a video on it and everything.
Yeah, I'd like to get one of the Demon kits. That's actually why I went to Hobby Lobby today. Was hoping they was going to have some, but they didn't have any.
I mean, if you need semi parts, I can tell you a great place out of Louisville, Kentucky to buy tires from.
Yeah, I might
If you
have
need
to have some.
semi tires, let me know. I got a big tote around here full of semi tires.
I need some 22-inch rear drive tires because that's what's holding me up on Bill is just discussing. Hi, Mark.
Yes, them tires are just pitiful. What's up, Mark?
Hey, Mark, how you doing, brother?
I've got
And
I've got a whole box of them in there, Jeff, that were spares. But I mean, there are some good ones in there, but most of them are like the one you showed.
Yep, and Revell is also known for the run flat tires. Somebody goes, "What's that?" The longer they sit on the shelf, the flatter they get on the bottom.
That's exactly right. They're too soft.
Yep. And I know a lot of people will use styrofoam or the peanuts, or some people will use that spray foam.
Yeah, they're expandable.
And Britta, just build a model. It doesn't matter how it comes out. You always start with one and you learn and grow from it. Most importantly, have fun doing it. And you will learn 4-letter words you probably don't want to learn. Models and cars will teach you every bit of bad language you'll need to know as a human being.
True.
Yeah,
You create some new words.
yeah, and
teach you how to create
Bare
some new
metal
bad
foil
words.
is far.
Yeah,
definitely
so-called
do
cock
tend
and
to
more.
get a little creative with the combination of various verbiage while working on scale or one-to-one, either way.
Yep, and then there's one piece of tool Mike has probably used that every mechanic hates. Knuckle buster.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is, it's a certain automated ratchet. And when that son of a twists, your hands will get busted wide open. That's a guarantee.
Yes.
Yes, they
And
will.
brake fluid stings like hell.
Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, sold the t-shirt, used the money from that to buy the amusement park, and I'm still making money.
Boy, Jonathan, you're doing good tonight. 28 likes, 28 likes, 34 views.
I
Support
got
the young man. He's
All right.
really helping
I got
himself. in the
29
community.
likes, 34 watching.
Well, I haven't updated it, so.
No, I ain't even paid no attention. He's got 1.08K subscribers.
Damn it,
1,800.
boy.
Wow. He's showing 31 on mine, Jeff.
And here's the problem is they could have kept a lot of them jobs in here, but everybody's overly greedy. And
Yeah,
not enough.
31, 34 is what I'm showing.
Yeah, I got 32, 34 now.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we all get mad, get ticked off about the kits, but They are what they are, and we got to learn to make the most of it. And that's what builds your good skills.
Yeah, that's what we do is we fix stuff. That's what I always say. We fix stuff. We're moderate, so we fix stuff.
Except for
Exactly.
people in Southeast Alabama, they yell about everything. You're in Southeast Alabama, Terry, so you can't deny it.
Mhm. I'm gonna gripe about them as long as they make them like they do. It is what it is.
Apparently, my
All,
friend was lying
I'm
about
gonna
the
do is
South.
all I'm gonna do is just warn everybody else and leave them on the shelf.
You know,
Just them.
my friend in Tampa said, "Oh, come south, and the people are so much mellower,
Yeah,
more chill." Yeah,
go
I
down
don't
there.
know where that line starts, but
Go
apparently, I've never seen it.
go down there to Florida and find all them all retired parts down there.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Ooh, that
That
looks
looks
good.
good, huh?
Thank you.
Only thing that engine's missing is plug wires, buddy.
Yep. Drill it and put you some plug wires on it.
Don't steal your mom's sewing thread because you're going to need them for your britches at some point.
I don't have any technical plug.
Let me
Then
grab one of them and show Jonathan.
what?
I want to ask you a question, Jonathan. I noticed that you've been wearing gloves lately. Are you having issues with your fingers sticking with the gloves and all?
I decided just to wear gloves. Try not to get like a bunch of fingerprints over the chrome. That's why I'm wearing.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful with them still to make sure you don't get glue, paint, resin, and all that on it. Jonathan, at some point when you get mowing lawns this summer, this would be a good thing for you to have.
Distributor. Yep. Pre-wired.
But you can, and people can teach you how to do it cheaper using the kit parts.
Yep. Just
I drill out the distributors and use 20,000 solder for 22,000 solder for the wires. Paint them whatever
Papa,
color
how
you
many
want
truck
to do.
tires do you need and what kind would you like? I got the old school
Oh,
2-piece.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're
These
going to
aren't
be
that great. That's
22.
the old stuff.
They're going to
if
be
you don't want to
22s
get
and a
the
half. If you
22
can
and a
read,
half.
let's see, where'd my damn solder run off to?
I think that's them right there. Well, let me get my beer goggles out.
If you don't want to get the pre-wired distributor, you can take the kit parts and drill out where the boots go. And see if I can get this thing to focus.
oh,
Maybe if I
Kevin,
had it right side up, huh?
Kevin Smith, you're making it impossible to keep adulting here.
It's just super, super thin solder.
See, again, in your classes you're taking, if they have any leftover they're not going to use, you can use it for brake lines, fuel lines. There's multiple aptitudes you can use it. You can take that and use it for radiator hoses with a rubber around it, a plastic around it, or soft rubber.
But yeah, this is 0.3 millimeter solder and works great for things like plug wires and brake lines and all that shit. And the nice thing about it, it's soft enough that you can shape it.
And then, yep. And Jonathan, here's a good
to be, and it'll hold that shape. And yet you can still straighten it right back out if you want.
Kevin Smith had a great, I'm not Kevin Smith, Mopar. The plastic, the paper clips, they come with coating. They can go right around them.
Yep.
Looks like these are all 20s, Papa. Or at least that's what they're stamped. Unless you want the wheels to go with them, I can send that too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop being a cheap ass and stop buying $300 kits and start buying some stuff I need.
Okay. I got.
But thank you. It's
went
greatly,
to-
and Mike. If you run across some, that's fine. If you don't, that's okay too.
I basically.
Or I
went to
just
my-
got to stop being really cheap and just go buy some more rear float tires that look better with them than
Probably
the
would
duals.
look better sometimes. I went to my club meeting last month, and a guy walked up to me with this big tote, and he handed it to me and said, "Here, I heard you build truck models." I'm like, "I have." It ended up with the Craco trailer, the Kodak trailer, T600 Kenworth with the sleeper, and a whole bunch of stuff that was kind of just thrown into this tote. And
Yep,
all these tires were laying at the bottom of it. And the only thing not truck related was laying in there was this guy. That
That's the
Don
Don
Garlic.
Garlics.
Yeah, the old winds jammer. That was laying in the bottom of it.
Hey, Mike,
Sure.
is this the T600 he gave you?
Yep.
God, that was
T6.
one ugly
Oh, wait a
looking
minute, let me
truck in
see
real
it.
life.
Which one? No, that's the Canapa. This one. It might be the same. Hang on, let me look.
Well, Kevin, I guess we might have to make a deal, and I can buy some off you.
No, they might be the same kit. They just got different labels on them. This is a T600 he gave me.
Yep, they're the same kit, just different box lot. That's the AMT Earl version. I think he has just the AMT
Actually,
version.
There is a slight difference in the side skirts here between the one that Mike has and the Canapa. The side skirts.
Mike, can you hold it up at the same time, please?
Yeah, see, his side skirts are just a hair different. And that's really.
Other than that, they're the same kit. I never cared to do individual one. I just like the Morgan's distributors got some nice ones. Gopher, a lot of them will use them. They're more reasonable price. But if you take it apart and you learn, then you can build your own from all the wires you have left in your classes and stuff.
Yeah. You can get a old phone line and you can strip the outer casing off, and that gives you four strands of the wire, just about the right size.
Yep. Jonathan, you should name this channel Thrifty. Jonathan's Thrifty Modeling Live. Thrifty is a nice fancy word for cheap.
Yes.
Oh no, that's frugal. Frugal is a big fancy word.
There's a store near me. It's called a Frugal Frog.
Kevin, one of these days you're gonna have to email me pictures, and Mopar not. I think you'd be surprised how great of a builder Kevin really is.
I got this old kit, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and toss it in the trash.
Go ahead. It's just an AMC.
No, it's just an AMC. You're right. And a Chevy van. What good is that?
That trailer I'm not crazy about.
I'll build it.
He's gonna want a lot of money for it. The only reason I know that, I got stuff he wants and it costs a lot of money, so he's passing the savings on to you.
That's probably one I wouldn't. I mean, I ain't saying I wouldn't trade off or sell, but I don't want to get rid of it. That's for damn sure. That's the only one I can find. I'm sure they're out there somewhere, but they ain't cheap.
Them kits are getting harder and harder to find. The only reason I have never bought one because, and unfortunately, this is a part of the hobby we all have to deal with at model shows. You'll get somebody who buys an old box. They got the trailer from the Blueprinted series, the van from another thing, and the individual made AMC Matador, and they put it in a box, and then they try to shaft you. That's an unfortunate part of our hobby. We have to sometimes deal with.
Well, I don't buy them because they're new or old or whatever. Because I'm a builder, right? I'll buy them in a bag if it's a good deal. But at the same time, if I'm paying that price, Don't sell me something I'm not getting. You know what I mean?
Yep. I agree with you 100%.
Mr. Terry's still holding on to the one that I'm looking for. He's
I
got
got
the
it.
kit that I want.
Ladies
got
and
it.
gentlemen, welcome to Terry's Home Shopping Network.
Home Shopping Network. I got to go in here and get my my plug. My phone's just to go dead, so hopefully I'm gonna get it plugged up before it goes dead. It's already done. Tried to dark screen on me already.
Oh, God.
Last night's late night. It's about to got me going out. So I had
Oh, that's all. Yeah, try doing it about 4 or 5 nights in a row because
yeah,
people keep coming in when you're trying to go to bed. Michael,
3%.
You guys were
So
still going when I went to bed last night.
if I disappear, y'all know why. Get my butt up and get out of that chair in there because I'll be sleeping.
Kevin's using that from the old modeling trick. When glue didn't hold it in place, you hit up a piece of lit a piece of sprue on fire, and then you blow it out, and then you stuck it on.
And ooh, that smell!
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that smell!
Ain't nothing quite like the smell of burning styrene. That's you
That's
got
a
that right.
fact. We
Well,
called
except
it
for
welding back in the day. We welded that together.
except for burning hair.
Yeah.
But it'll be a little over a week, Jonathan, and I'll be sending that stuff out to you.
All right. No hurry.
Freaking feed all the damn youngins here a minute ago.
All I had was a bottle of cereal.
Well, it's my time, but I'm gonna be a good guy, and I'm gonna actually turn the camera off while I'm doing this until I get through. So,
All right, I am out of here for a bit. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right.
Take it easy, Jeff.
See you later, brother.
I'll be sitting in the background. I might go watch a little racing, but I don't know if there's anything on flow tonight or not.
There was something on from what is it, not New Smyrna, the other one over in Tampa.
Oh, Golden Isles.
Is it Golden Isles? Yeah.
Yeah.
There was something going on over there. I floated through the that flow channel a while ago.
And remember, ask each other questions. Isn't that at the end of the day, have some fun here with it?
Absolutely. Listen, I can tell lies with the best of them. You ask me a question, I'll tell you a lie. Fake it till you make it, right?
So unfortunately, Bob, we're not going to get to. Well, let me rephrase that. If I fly out there in June to stay at my sister's, all you gotta do is drive up 70, get off literally at the I-70 truck stop, take a left, go up, hit the Walgreens, and I'd meet you there. We'd go over to
Overland Park.
Overland Park for the Nancy, and you'd be riding in a Cadillac.
I'm here, guys. I'm just gonna turn the camera off for a minute.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere, gentlemen. I'm just gonna go sit in the background. Ugh. You know, as the meme went to me, I see today, now the older I get, the more I understand why Bigfoot stays away from people.
I can agree with that one. Yeah.
Now that reminds me of Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes, I've been working on several kits. And, oh, my God. 3 days out of this week, I found parts I was missing. I'm like, where did I lose this piece of exhaust? Where did I lose that? And I'm like, I found them again. Son of a bleeping bitch. Oh, I build. I just don't show a lot of them, John. It's just never been. I don't know why. I'm just not crazy about that part. I enjoy the building and don't enjoy keeping them. All right, somebody else can hop in here.
I'm trying not to make my motor look like that.
Try not to make your motor look like that.
look like this matter. Do you see what I'm talking about?
It's all blurry right now. It's not
Uh,
focusing well.
You say somebody threw snow up on it. It's what it looks like. It's because of the glue.
Okay, yeah, I saw it all. The fogging from the super glue.
Yeah.
Well, just like we said the other night about preventing fogging in your clear parts with super glue or any other CA for that matter, make sure you wash your parts, wash your hands, and wear gloves when handling them. And that because it's the oils from your hands that the vapors from the CA attracts to, and that's what's causing the fogging.
Some of y'all probably didn't catch it earlier, but on my Chevelle body, I'm gonna do something for the first time. I'm gonna wet sand it. I'm gonna kind of learn how to wet sand because I've never wet sand because I had some paint run a little bit doors.
Yeah.
Try that out.
You'll get it. Just take your time. Don't do what I did. Stay away from the high lines.
If you screw it up, you just strip it off and paint it again. It's
That's it.
not a big deal.
I mean, and it's a fast dry the paint is what I use to the metallic red, Tamu.
Mm.
Probably not every model, but probably every other model, at least one part of it ends up in the strip tank from every kit that I painted. Screwed up the paint somehow. Just didn't put a fingerprint in it, or got a run, or a spatter, or a bug landed on it right when I painted it.
Wouldn't be right without without all that happening.
Right.
You ever get one that goes together without some kind of issue? Either you did something wrong and wasn't paying attention, or you've just been graced by the model gods.
And most of them have a sample of my blood in them somewhere because they did something like that.
DNA.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Guys have.
Yeah.
Since I switched to scalpels, at least it's a clean cut and it closes pretty quick.
On that angle. There we go. See it better now.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it was like this until after I went to see if it was dry. Now see, oh man.
Well, that's because you don't. It sags doesn't normally see it right away.
Yeah.
The paint has to sit there for a minute or two, and that's when it starts sagging. The best thing you can do when you paint one is just dust it and set it down for 5 minutes. Go back and dust it again. Let it sit for 5 minutes. And put a little bit heavier coat on. Let it sit for 10 minutes, and then come back and do a final coat, like another 10 or 15 minutes. So
this is not primed, Kevin. Basically, I kind of got a fix basically from this body line through here and down. I gotta fix that.
Yeah.
Is it where is it? I can't really see. Is it in the door itself or?
Yeah, it's on the door, a little bit on the front fender.
The lower rocker panel.
It's not on the rocker panels. It's just on the little part of the fenders.
Well, if worst comes to worst, then you actually just sand off that whole door and just repaint it. They've never done that too. That's how they do it on the real cars. They just repaint the section that's bad.
Yeah.
In fact, on this Mustang, I had to go back and remask the stripes because I screwed it up and had to go back and do it.
But
Repaint.
when I believe it was Bob said that a lot of the kits he's built have a sample of his DNA from the blood in them because of these guys right here. Utilizing
That
these
would
guys.
be that would be a number 11, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But
Old number 11 has drawn more blood in our
these
hobby
fingers right here that I'm holding up on
than
my
a
channel.
hospital has, I believe.
I say that as I'm using it right this very second.
These
Nope.
6 fingers right here, my 2 thumbs and my first and middle finger on both hands, have been sliced to the bone this way and this way so many times because of these old number 11s
Yep.
that I have almost no sensation of feeling in my fingertips in those 6 fingers.
Ouch. Well, I did. Let me fix that. I was changing a headlight in an 18-wheeler day before yesterday, and it's where the actual light and the plug plugs together, and then you put it in there, and you turn it to where it locks in.
Mhm.
A piece of the plastic from the actual female side had broke off in there, and I went to reach down in there and grab it and pull it out, and you probably can't see it, but it cut the dog, what out right there.
Yes, sir.
A piece of plastic now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a few times with the hobby knife blade. Sometimes just by trimming parts.
Yeah. That's exactly how I've sliced these 6 up so bad, is just trimming parts, just shaving them down and doing little modifications to them with one of these little SOBs right here. Good old number 11. And like I say, it's happened so many times now that I have almost no sensation of feeling in these fingertips.
It's all fun and games till somebody takes their eye out. Come on, y'all. That was funny.
Usually by the time it gets interesting.
Right.
Yep. Mopar, I agree with you 100% there. Every 1-to-1 I've ever worked on, even 1-to-1s that weren't mine, they got some of my blood in them too.
If you don't think I charge extra for every nick and scratch I get working on Jeeps every day, then you don't know me.
That's part of that shop
That's
supplies.
shop price. I'll tell them straight up. If it's being a pain in the butt, it's going to cost you extra. If you're a pain in the butt, costs extra. Guy called me the other day, wanted to know if he could bring his own parts for me to do a gear job. I said, "You don't bring your hamburger to McDonald's, do you?" And he was like, "No, I guess not." Have a nice day.
Yeah. Yeah, Britta, that's 100 ounces. And big as it is, ain't big enough. I done filled that thing up 4 times today. Yeah, Boston. If I'm working on your car and you're standing over my shoulder watching what I'm doing,
Oh yeah, that's extra.
I'm charging you quadruple.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if I'm having to go through and fix stuff because you done been up under the hood playing with it and trying to fix it yourself and you screwed it up worse than what it was, I'm charging you 6 times as much. Because then I gotta go and figure out.
My favorite one is
what's
My
wrong
friend's a
with it in the
mechanic.
first place,
Uh-huh.
and B, what in the jeebers you done went and done to it. So, yeah.
We have a term for it, but like I said, we're trying to watch our language in these. But it's called something. You undid. You blanked it up, and I got to unblank it. It's going to cost you a bunch of money.
Yep. Well, it's like in the tech support world for like computers. They've got two sayings: RTFM, read the effing manual. And then they have PEBTAC. Problem exists between keyboard and chair.
Yeah, I can see that. That's like the loose nut behind the wheel. Yeah,
Yes,
all
sir.
makes sense.
Hey, you want to know what the problem is? Go look in the mirror.
You got it, John. You got it, brother.
The world's most dangerous creature, and you go up to a mirror and it says that above it, and all thing you see is you.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
I mean, it's like here in Houston, I am not native to this city. I'm not even native to this state. And like I said, having been a military dependent growing up and then turn around and enlisted in the Navy after I graduated, I've been all over the place. And while Houston traffic is not the absolute worst traffic that I've ever encountered, Houston drivers are the worst drivers I have ever encountered. And if there are any native Houstonians in chat, I apologize. I ain't trying to be offensive to y'all. I mean, I love Houstonians. Houstonians are really great, amazing people. They really are. Until they get behind the wheel of their car. I'm just saying.
I paid $18 for that today.
Not bad. Yeah, 40% off.
40% off. It was $27.99.
Yep. Sounds about right. Hobby Lobby.
Yep.
Gotta love it.
Listen to answer my question.
Oh, if you can use the 67 chassis for a 66.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
66.
Nice.
Yep, it's been my thing that I've always really wanted to do, but I would really love to actually own the one-to-one. I actually looked at one several years back, and the dude tried to sell it to me. I said, ain't doing you no good to show it to me because I can't buy it. I ain't got the money. It had a big block 572 sitting under the hood, but it was not my color. It was painted cream color. He said, I'll even take you for a ride in it. I said, ain't gonna do no good. I said, because I can't buy it.
Yeah.
He wanted to sell it, but it is what it is.
What color interior should I go with for my 51 Chevy Fleetline?
What color are you painting the body?
It's like I think a spring green. It's like green.
Wow.
A gloss spring green.
A lot of those just had a straight black interior. It was painted. What wasn't painted body? Most of it was painted body color with the flannel seats would probably be black.
I'd look through the interior parts and where in the molding it looks like it might be a metal part, like at the tops of the doors and maybe on the dash and things like that. Paint that body color and what looks like it's supposed to be cloth or stuff like that, then I'd paint that either a black or maybe a light tan.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, judging from the box art, at least for on the green, because you got the yellow one on the side, the green one looks like maybe tan interior.
Yeah. Like I say, paint the smooth parts where it looks like it's maybe supposed to be metal, like in the dash and on the tops of the doors and stuff. Paint that body color and then go with either a black or a light tan for the cloth parts. That's what I would do.
On the yellow, looks like maybe brown or black interior.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had carpets. They'd have had black rubber.
Matting.
Floor-
Yeah.
format, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like for seats and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
she's
Seats,
probably, it could either be
rider.
black, brown, gray, depending on almost depending on what color material they had that day.
That's the dash.
Yeah.
And a lot of that would be painted. That would all be painted body color.
And then this is either the front and back seat. I think it's the front seat.
Yeah, it could be like a two-tone. It could be like a green and gray or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was whatever color material they had that day. And if it was an upgraded truck, then it'd be more color matched to the paint. But the stock model truck, a lot of those didn't even have any chrome on them except for maybe the hubcaps. Most of it was just painted metal.
Interior floor.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd just be black rubber if you were doing it as a stock truck. We're doing it like my stock truck was. It had a 2x4 floorboard in it.
Yeah. That one I would think is the rear seat because it doesn't have the split down the middle like the other one did.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's your hood and your seat back, some chassis parts, front suspension.
And then massive door panels.
Yeah. But yeah, like I know you can't see where I'm pointing right now, but on the part of the door at the top of the door panel where it's there's the sprue going through the center between the door, that top piece of the door right there on either door panel, I would paint that body color, and then the part that's got like the ribbing on the inside where the armrest and handles are, I'd paint that either black or maybe a light tan. And do either silver Sharpie or maybe some bare metal foil or something of that nature on the trim separating the two colors.
Yeah. I mean, that's bloody.
Yeah.
Kind of like the going with like the stock look, kind of like on the outside, but then a custom look on the inside. Because there's parts in this kit I can customize the inline six that add like a chrome valve cover, a header on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think some other things, and I know there's like custom grill bumpers on, but I like the stock one better than the custom.
Yeah. Whereas with mine, I'm putting a twin turbo 572 V8 in it. The one I'm building where I glued the hood to the fenders and cut the fenders out to make it a flip nose. I've got a twin turbo 572 V8 that I'd got through Iceman that I'm going to be putting in it.
Throw me up there for a minute, Johnson.
Yeah.
Get it back in here.
Looks like it fits pretty good there, Terry.
All I did was took the bottom chassis and cut the actual fender wells out of the front. So we're going to use the original fender wells in the actual chassis. I mean, the body itself.
Mhm.
We're going to have a Pro Street 66 Chevelle.
Nice.
Good turnout.
I've always really wanted to do this car like that. Fits great. I mean, direct, straight in. I mean, I still got to do. I'll pull this out.
Looks like maybe you got a little bit of cleanup where you cut the.
Yeah, I gotta clean it up along here on the actual chassis itself,
Yeah.
and then around here, and it'll fit on up in there. But I mean, both. I just rough cut it, left me a little bit to trim.
Yeah.
And once I trim it all up, it'll fit in there just right. That'll be cool. I'm happy.
Looking good, Terry. Looking good.
Happy. That'll be another project to start at a later date, but it is what it is. So, just
One of these days, I've got the.
old fenders out off of the actual chassis.
Yeah. I've got the 2-in-1 66 Malibu flip nose.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of utilizing the box parts for the front end chassis and suspension, I'm just going to use those as a like a template for getting the shape and dimensions right. But I'm just going to do a full tubular front subframe for it and graft in probably the front suspension from one of those 67 Pro Streets, just because I prefer my hot rods to be down a little bit closer to the ground.
I mean, this one will. It will be. I mean, that's what I did with that when we were doing that build along with Fred on that 55, and that was one of the first questions he asked me because I'd mocked it up and had it set, and you just can slide paper up under it. And he goes, "How did you get it so low?" He said, "That's exactly the stance I wanted, and never could get it down that low." So
yeah,
I said, just whittled on it and got it down there.
Yeah, it takes some doing to drop them down like that, but once you do, man, oh man, do they look nice.
Terry, Kevin asked about the Lindbergh Chevelle.
Yeah, that's what I was. I don't even think I have that, Kevin. To be honest about it. I may or may. I don't know. I don't know if I got the Lindbergh or not.
I've only built 2 Lindbergh kits.
So I've got, and I'm sorry, guys. Here we go with the Terry's Home Shopping Network.
All right.
I've got this old kit here. It's still wrapped. If I can get it out of here. And this is one I think that actually Fred was looking for, and I found this up at the. This is not a Pro Street. This is.
Oh, nice.
So, Fred was actually looking for that, but I think he got one. But I've got that. I pulled a few things out, because people had mentioned them. I mean, this is a. Let's see. 2004 Revell.
Mm-hmm.
Monogram is what that is. Just an SS396 2-in-1. So yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what, that freaking chicken that I ate earlier is not going over well.
That Yardbird talking back to you, is it, Terry?
Well, it's got my stomach turning, I can tell you that.
Well,
That's
that
first.
hot cheese I just had with those crackers got my mouth on fire.
Well, I mean, but that's the first. That's the first time that I have actually eat, and I didn't eat skin or anything, but fried chicken, and it just, oh my God.
All that grease.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yardbird's a greasy meat to begin with, and when you fry it, it gets even greasier.
Yeah, but it's so good.
Isn't it, though?
It was good to start with, but now I pay for it. So I probably won't do that again. I go to the store and I buy chicken breast and stuff like that, and I've got an air fryer, and I inject them with jalapeno, Tony Speceries, and I have a spice called Superbird, and I put that on them, and they're awesome. But that I just eat, give you the shivers.
And then also in this 51 Fleet Line kit, you got options for dual carbs with the intake.
5-speed dual carb positive traction 4
I'm just I don't know, and I'm gonna have to look at it, but I think the 67 hood is absolutely 100% different. Maybe not. I don't know if I'm gonna want to leave the hood on that or not. I'll make a determination on that later.
Yeah, right. Later, Steven.
Mike, I've got and it ain't gonna fit, but what I need to do is I need to get me a resin cowl, get me about a 4-inch resin cowl and put on that 66 hood, mold it in. That'd look pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right here's the custom parts. You got these are the headers for the inline, then you got the dual carb, and then the intake they set on. Yeah.
I should have ate that.
I've already had it, but more people.
All right, 7.
Night, Steven.
That
All right,
freaking
Steven.
that freaking medicine that I take, son, is killing me real quick. It don't like what I ate.
Decals that came in my 51 are a little different than those.
Yeah, I don't know about the new repop one because this one's from '98.
Yeah. Let me see if I can't find my 51 decals real quick.
Those look real good on a silver paint.
Yeah, here's the decals that came in my 51.
Oh, a whole lot more.
Got gauges and all sorts of license plates, striping, flames. Got hood and trunk emblems for the body badges. It's got a couple of bow ties up on there, and
Yeah, that's one thing they've done is bumped up the decals. It's a nice thing to have.
Say, John, did your 51 come with a piece of, at very least, generic bare metal foil?
No, like
Right.
I any bare foil at all, bare metal foil at all.
Yeah, because my 51 came with this.
I've never seen that come in a kit at all in my life.
Yep. This was included in the 51 fleet line that I got.
Maybe I need to go buy the repop one of this. See for myself.
Mr. Terry, did you ever have a chance to look for that giant track, see if you got it,
Wait,
figure out what you wanted
Well, I
for
know
it?
I ain't got to look for it. I know I got it.
Okay.
Last time I was in there, that was one of the things that's sitting right on the top, right up underneath that. If you look at that video, we got the top shelf, then you got the second shelf, and then the third shelf. That's where a lot of the big stuff is. And
Yeah, it's at the very beginning of the video. Yeah, I remember that. I remember the video, and at the very beginning, you had the big stuff where the Corvette was. And
Yep. Yeah, a bunch of that's on the top also, but those Swamp Monster trucks and those Trax trucks were up underneath the bottom. Matter of fact, when I went in there to get that one that I took to Josh, I didn't even have to hunt it. I just went right to it and pulled it out. So I mean,
I know you've been
know that
busy, but I sent you an email. I'd like to know what you need for it. And
I know. Just don't get in a rush, okay?
I'm
I
not.
mean, it's there. There ain't no doubt it's there. So I mean, I know it's there.
I've been hunting it this long. At least I now know where there's
It,
one at. I'll be patient.
it's not my favorite of the two. I like the Swamp Monster itself better than I do that Trax truck. But I mean, I bought them. I bought them because they're pretty much the same truck. They just one of them's got a camper on it.
Yep. And it wouldn't mean as much to me as they do, except like I said, I had built them both back in the day when I was a kid, and I want to do it again.
Well, and I think I said, and I may not have, but that kit of that actual Swamp Monster itself was molded. I think it was in black, and the other one that I've got is molded in pink.
Pink, okay.
I don't know why they molded it in pink, but they molded it in pink.
The Swamp Monster was advertised in black and pink.
Yep.
And then the Trax truck was black and yellow.
Yep.
So mine was molded in black, and I had to spray paint it pink because I remember buying spray paint, and it was pink spray paint. I was like, kind of felt weird at the time. I'm like, I don't normally buy pink spray paint.
I mean, I don't.
About that.
I can't really say because I don't know, but I back when I was doing that and was buying those, I probably bought. I mean, this one is pretty much complete. Everything's not on the trees, but all the glass is there. All the stuff is there, but somebody started the motor. Now, I told, and this is the one I'm gonna send Marcy, but the pink one. I mean, the pink one will be. It's just such a big truck, I mean, that's the thing. It's huge.
It is 160.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to find something to put it in to keep the dust off of it. But, I love all that stuff. It's like I said, from the '80s, and if anybody, and I'm 60 years old, okay, but if anybody is my age or close to my age, you will remember back in the '80s, I want to say it was MPC did a run of monster trucks. You had an El Camino, you had a Datsun pickup truck with a wrecker. There was a Ford Bronco. There was just several of them. I got a Dodge right here that I don't need to tell you about because you're gonna want it, and it's got Tough wrote on it with a Dodge emblem on the door.
Yep.
It was the most expensive out of every one of them. That thing was at one point was getting about 65. I say expensive. It was around $65, $70. So, but I mean for that kit, that's high. So
Yeah.
For back then, that's high.
it was actually my last purchase that I bought. I don't know that you've actually seen it. I'm gonna make your mouth water.
I know which one you're talking about,
And
but I don't know if I've ever seen one.
you may not be a monster truck guy. You know what I mean? But and
Oh,
you gotta be. You gotta be because you're asking me about that freaking.
You know
You're
I am.
asking me about that track. So this is
There it is.
This is, I mean, the box has been up a little bit, but everything's cool on the inside. I'm trying to see if we have an actual date on this. This was back when they were doing the actual collector gold wheels. You could actually get these tire
Yeah, you
things out
turn
the
it.
side.
They were like UPC codes. You turn them in, and you could get stuff.
They give you gold wheels.
Yeah, and then on the inside there was usually a subscription to Blueprinter magazine.
Yep.
Yep.
You know it. Actually, it's a ram on the side of the truck, but
okay, Raminator. They had
there
a
you
couple
go.
of Raminator, and yeah, that's cool. That is
Yeah,
cool.
that's the newest one is the Raminator. I've got a couple of those over here, the Dodge Raminator, or Raminition.
Ramination. That's it. You're right.
But this
That's
one
cool. That's
here,
old school. That's a 100 there, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah,
D100,
this,
D200.
yeah,
That's cool.
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
The only one that I've got of this, like I say, this actually completes that monster truck complete set of all of those trucks. Okay. The decals,
Like new, man. Looking good.
yeah, they feel pretty good. And then, I mean, and this is, I'm assuming this is the way this thing came. So all of this is still folded up just like it was when they boxed it up. So,
That is cool.
and I mean, this is all from the 80s. I mean, there you go. It's all in the bag.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. I was an 80s kid too.
Oh,
Loved that
I
stuff.
loved it, man. I really loved it. I mean, I when back then, I mean, monster truck was big stuff. Everybody was oohing and ahhing over it, you know, and it was cool, and everybody.
Well, it was still new back then.
Yeah.
Bigfoot
Oh,
hadn't
yeah.
been out long, and
No, that was back when Bigfoot first hit the scene. I've actually got the original Bigfoot truck. I've probably got 2 or 3 of them. So it's just stuff. I don't know. It's stuff that I like. I don't know there's anybody else out there that likes it, but I mean, you know, it is what
you
it
like
is.
it. You bought it for you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I bought it for me and may not ever get to build it, but you know, I've got it and you know, I've made some decisions to kind of thin some of this stuff out because there's no way I'll ever build this. It just ain't gonna happen. You are actually, I'll allow you the first one that's ever asked me about a 16 scale.
Huh?
I mean, Joey's actually asked about some of the stuff, you know, that I got over here. I got a couple of Trans Ams, Firebird 16 scale. But I mean, I've got a little bit of everything. I mean, I've got anything from 20th scale, 25th, 24th, 16th, freaking 8 scale. I've got huge stuff, you know. But I mean, it's just something I like.
That bobtail T in the 8th scale, and I won that at a show down here in Florida. But
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at it, but I don't know that I'll ever build it. I don't know where the heck I'll ever put it if I did build it. I
know. That's what I'm saying. And freaking 8 scales, man, if you measure them nose to tail, they're 23 and some of them 23 and 3/8 long, 23 and 3/4 long. So how you going to throw throw a towel over it or something and just take it off every now and then to look at it.
That's
Keep the
it.
dust
Turn
off of
this
it.
tank upside
That's
down.
it. Somebody said put it underneath your coffee table.
Yeah.
Put like glass around it. Put it
And
underneath
put
your coffee
Lexan
table. That's a
around
good
it.
idea.
Yep. Put Lexan around it and keep the dust out of it. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I mean, I have not built anything other than 24, 25th scale. I mean, like I say, I've got a 20 scale, but I mean, it's just, I don't know.
That's it.
I don't know what possessed me to buy what I buy, but I do it. And
You got it, and if you want to put it together, by God, that's right there for you to put together.
well,
And if you just want to look at it, you look at it.
not just that, but I mean, I got stuff here that I'd love to build and just ain't done it. And, I mean, I continue, but I mean, I did this today buying this 67 Chevelle for a reason. And it was a purpose because I've been looking at this 66 and I'm going, if it'll work, we're going to build it. But I mean, I'm going to put it off for a while. So I just got to get some of this other stuff completed. I'm going to try to get in here tomorrow and do a little straightening up in here. Try to get my paint booth set up over here by the window to where I can, have it exhaust out the window.
Sure.
Where I can do my painting in here instead of going to the front door and to the porch. So,
Makes sense.
it'll make it easier for me anyway, instead of having to walk outside and do all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I got a little paint booth in here. I got my airbrushes and I got my compressor and all of that stuff. So, I mean, come on.
All right.
I need to make me a little table right over here, or put me a little table over here in front of this window to where I can, set it up. So
Heck yeah.
I just need to get this stuff situated. I mean, that's my issue. And I just think that my motivation is because my loss of motivation is because I've not come in here and actually set this thing up. Once I set it up, I think I'll go back at it. You know what I mean?
I do. You get motivated again because stuff's moved around where you want it, where you can see it.
It's
and get
just
ideas.
it's just in the floor right now, and it's been in the floor for probably 5 months, and I've got to get this stuff setting up on. I still ain't got all my shelves up in here too. That's something else I need to do. So once I get it all set up, it'll all fall back into place, and I mean I'll be good to go.
You'll get it. It's just a matter of getting to it. You'll get to it when you get to it.
Well, you got to work every day, and all you got is Friday night, Saturday, and part of Sunday, and get ready to go back. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I'll get it. Like I say, I'm gonna try to work on it tomorrow before Brian does his live tomorrow night. And I may push some stuff back and just make my makeshift spray booth thing right here. It may put me I don't know. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna do that. I got to get me a little table to sit right in front of this window to where I can set that spray booth up. That'll be a good thing.
Yeah, that was a big deal for me when I finally got mine. I set it up. My bench runs against the whole back half of my one side of my room.
Yeah.
And I put my paint booth down there and run the tube out the window. And it was a big deal when I got that done. It takes up a little space, but
it's okay. I mean, I ain't got nothing between the end of my table here and down there, and I've got my compressor and my airbrush holder is right here on the end of my build table.
So there you go.
So,
Perfect.
I mean, I don't really have to move any of that because I can put the airbrushes. I'm right-handed. It'll be on the right side of me. So I just need to get that done to where I can do that and then move some stuff around, get some of this stuff off of this bench that I got because I just got it clustered right now with some of the paint, and I need to get some paint rack and
I feel you.
I just need to move some stuff around. That's all.
I know
Make it a little more usable.
Right. User friendly.
Yes, sir.
If
Absolutely.
it's easy and convenient, you're more wanting to do it. You know what I mean? If it's
It,
right there,
it's
you can
just
get at
yeah,
it.
it's just a cluster, and I've been fooling around with this, and I've got it pretty much together. I broke one of the headers on it, but it's just going to be a mock up for now. It's 632 big block with a blower and top hat and all
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Nice.
And it's got I put a Linko transmission behind it with the headers and all that stuff. So it's going to be kind of like a mock-up setup on the engine stand, something like that. If I do me a little diorama. So,
Sure.
but
Looking good.
been kind of looking at some stuff actually in the train section at Hobby Lobby. As far as trees and stuff like that.
Yep.
So you can make
Yeah, I
your own.
bought. I did a J10 truck, J10 pickup because I have a full size J10, so I did a work utility bed on the back with the welder and the tanks and all that. And it's out in the living room, but my display, I set it in the middle, and they got bushes around it, little park benches and stuff. So it's like sitting up there. Yeah, I did a little display with
Well,
it.
and I'm going to tell you just like this, and I don't know that you watch him or not, Outlaw, but Seamus over there at
I've heard that name.
man, I'm going to tell you what, he's the one that puts all the lights and stuff. Bob knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That man is freaking crazy with lights. He actually took and the last one is of course I ain't looked at his in a little while, but what just blowed my mind was he had headlights and he had dome lights, he had dash lights, tail lights, and he picked this car sitting like on a diorama with, like you say, park bench, street light and all that, and this street light's burning, and he reaches down and he grabs the car and he picks it up and the lights go off in it, and he moves it and then he takes it and he puts it right back in the same spot and all the lights come right back on. And I'm going,
That is cool.
oh my God.
I got a bunch of tea lights. I saw a guy one day on the YouTubes, and he was putting tea lights, those little bitty, teeny tiny tea lights they call them.
Yeah, I think that's what he does.
And
But
he
I
took it
mean,
out, and he told us the wire to get and everything. You can put it. Just takes a little watch battery in the back, and some of them even have a little remote control. So, like if it's at a show,
yeah,
and you see the judges walking by, you can turn the lights on, turn the lights off, and all that.
yeah,
So I think they came in like for 25. They were like $6 for 25 of those tea lights, and I bought some wire, and the little on and off switch comes with the light and everything. So that was pretty cool.
that's
I haven't
cool.
done one yet, but I
Yeah,
thought I'd
that's
do
cool.
one on that. I'm
I,
working on
I,
a 16 scale 31
yeah.
delivery. That would be kind of cool to do it on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't, and I don't know. I mean, like I say, I can't say he has or he hadn't, but I mean, a freaking tutorial on how to light
Do it.
a model. He does. I mean, he does cars. He does 18 wheelers, and he lights all this stuff up. I mean, it's crazy what he does. It is crazy.
It's a lot of work, especially to hide it. You can put the lights in there. That's one thing, but to
Yeah,
hide it to where you can't see
yeah.
it,
He. Oh my God, he's got it,
that's a
man. I'm
skill.
telling you,
That's a
he got it.
skill for sure.
Yeah, he's got it. I mean, it's. I don't know. He does awesome stuff as far as the lights are concerned.
Tea lights.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably what he's using, tea lights, because they're so small. But
And they're bright, little LED lights. They're
The
bright as
chamber
hell.
uses the SMDs, the surface mount LEDs.
well,
They're nanos. They're like 0.04 millimeter by 0.02 millimeter. What he uses a lot of.
it ain't gonna light up for you, Bob, because you want to show it.
Oh, it already
He's
was
gonna,
lit.
he's gonna show you the ass end of that. Yeah, that's cool. Afterburners. That is cool. Yeah, that is cool.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, I just got a little whole 3 AAA batteries, a little battery box with a switch on it underneath of it.
That's cool, Bob. Makes it look like it's on the afterburners.
Yeah. I've done it with a half a dozen or so.
But here's them little lights. He says the guy I watch is just dissect them, take them apart. The
Yeah.
little bulbs down inside of there, little on and off switch. And I got the ones with the remote too, so you can turn it off remotely, turn it on. It don't take but a little watch battery. You put it in the trunk or hide it somewhere.
Yeah.
But then he told us to get this wire, magnet wire, he called it. And this is 32 AWG, so it's super teeny tiny wire. And wire it up with that. So I'm gonna do it one day. I hadn't got to it yet, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if I got the patience to do that.
I think
I
it's, I would imagine it's like
definitely don't.
anything else. Once you figure out how to work it and do it,
Well, yeah,
then
I
you
mean,
can
it's,
get better
but
at it. But
I have a problem right now trying to build an MSD box to put in this 55. I know that I'm going to get it done, but I just right now don't. Of course, I'm not after eating what I just eat. I'm not.
you're not feeling it right now.
No, God, no, not sick, but just it's just that just not good. Will not be eating fried chicken no more.
Well, I'll get busy at work and not take a lunch and not eat nothing all day, and then when I get to the house, starving to death,
Yep.
then I eat like a pig, and then I don't want to do nothing. Just lay down and go to sleep.
No, that's what I did. I didn't eat
And
today.
it's
I
so
ate
bad
this
for you to
morning.
do that.
What is that noise?
Oh no,
I
some
think it's old Ed asleep.
feedback somewhere.
Yep, that's old Ed snoring. Jonathan, you got your first passed out person on your panel.
I can't really.
He's out.
I can't really understand.
Yeah, your sound's not working, Jimmy.
I'm getting a bunch of vibrations in your phone.
That's me?
No. It's Ed sound asleep snoring.
Here, mute Ed and see if it helps, Jonathan.
Yep, can't hear it no more.
Oh no,
Oh,
that's
no, there it is.
Jonathan. Jonathan, as soon as you muted it, quit. Yeah, as soon as you mute Jonathan, it quits. Yep, you unmuted now. It's starting again.
It's still doing it when I meet
Oh,
myself.
that's
Yeah,
definitely
you sound like
Jonathan.
you're underwater.
Just start.
It ain't doing it now.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Weird.
They still, I'm telling you, they still having problems with AT&T, and it was T-Mobile and Verizon, which is who I'm on, but they've had some big issues.
Oh, my Verizon never quit working though.
I didn't get a phone call till 9 o'clock this morning.
I got a text message from AT&T today apologizing for system outages yesterday.
Well, what they should have done was
Grandpa
tell
Mark.
you
That might be
they're
where I
going.
saw that, Paul. It was Grandpa Mark.
They're gonna knock
They
$10
should've-
off the bill. That's what they
I was
should
gonna
have
say
done.
they should have told you they were going to knock some money off the bill.
But
Well,
I never
Jonathan,
even noticed it wasn't
You
working.
still
So
have your first sleeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
he's out.
At least he's not snoring.
It sure sounded like it there for a little bit. It either sounded like he was snoring or somebody was pooping their pants. It sounded a lot like it.
Hey, you know what, Jonathan? I had no clue I snored. I've never had a girlfriend even tell me I snored. That was weird.
Happy retirement, Chuck.
Oh yeah, welcome to the retirement world, Chuck.
Oh yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
His first day of retirement.
I'm gonna say goodnight, guys. Chuck can have my spot. I'm tired.
All right,
All
man.
right.
So
Have a
see
good
you
one,
We'll
Bob.
catch you later, Bob.
tomorrow.
Have a good one, brother.
See you tomorrow on the on Brian's.
Later, Bob.
Good night.
Chuck, you can come on in and brag about being retired now? I know I would if it was me. I'm pretty sure I'll be late for work because I died.
It's the only time I'll ever be late for work. I've been there 2 years. I show up early and I've never been late. And yet she wants to dick with me about bullshit, but that's a different story.
So, Mopar, I'm going to show you another thing that I actually had bought and have plans for, and I just completed the actual buy for the complete rig that I'm doing, that I'm going to do.
Oh, what
Now,
body is that one?
it might be in the next 5 years, but you know, I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut some stuff out of this frame on this.
Ooh.
I bought that at Acme this past year.
I want that grill.
So we're gonna put a motor in that one, even though it doesn't have a motor in it. It's a snap kit. So we're gonna have that.
Sit down here in my truck. I need to move it. See.
And we're gonna have it towing this.
Nice.
Jump off the truck. There's not much room in the passenger seat of this truck. Damn, I'm upset.
Terry, is that the gooseneck version or a tow behind?
It's either one. You can make either out of this particular one.
Okay, because I got the tow behind, but I
This
didn't.
is
I just picked up one at the show.
yeah,
Mine's strictly tow behind.
You're doing it
Yeah.
again, Jonathan.
This one you can either make the 36-footer outlaw or you can make the 44-foot gooseneck.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make the gooseneck. We're gonna put it on the back of that dually.
That's cool.
Then
Yeah,
we
you
gotta
showed
have
that the other day, and when I saw that one that I found, I went ahead and picked it up, but I didn't realize that there was two different ones. I still would have bought it either way, but the one I got, the tow behind only,
yeah
or bumper tow, if you want to call it that.
these things are. I mean, when they get to this size, you know, the 36 and the 44-foot, you can't find them. But I mean, the box actually says on it that it's limited edition of 5,000. Period.
Yeah, I got it in that Thunderbolt, 64 Thunderbolt. I bought them both from the same guy that had them, and he was ready to get out of there and do his thing. I think I paid $30 for both.
Damn.
You show it because I got that one. And I won this one. I actually got this one at Acme. It was on the table on the giveaways. That's a 21-footer.
Nice.
Man, that's the trailer I'm trying to find.
They had one of these for sale at Acme that I looked at. The dude wanted $40 for it.
Wow.
Damn. Man, that's the one I'm trying to find. The small bumper pull one.
Yeah, that's what that is. But they're hard. They are hard to get a hold of. Not hardly any of them on. Even if you went to eBay, you can't hardly find any of them.
Yeah, or they want an arm and a leg for them on fucking eBay.
Absolutely, you are correct.
Oh fuck. Oh.
Man, that freaking grease bomb that I ate earlier is killing me. Oh my God.
Did you paint the windshield on that Impala, Jonathan?
Okay. How do you put the model kits to the side?
There you go, Outlaw.
There you go, the Mopar missile. Cool rig. Cool car.
Yes, sir.
Surge
That's been
says, I have a
that's been one of
question
my
for you guys.
all time favorites that I've always wanted. I actually got a set of decals from Slicks while I was at Acme to replace the one that's in the kit. So
I have a question for the guys in the panel. How to put of the model kits to the side, trying to work on a 67 Mustang, trying to put carpet. Go ahead and put more carpet in once the first set is dried. Are you putting flocking in for carpet, Surge? Is that what you're doing? Or using maybe something like an embossing powder?
Or cotton balls works too if you want like a fur
Yeah.
carpet.
If
That's
you're
what I'm
using
about.
like a flocking powder and you put it in and you didn't like the results and you want to put more, you can put I should say, with the right glue, you can use like clear glue, whatever. You can add more to it. Is that the question? Am I understanding you right?
we can't hear you either, Jonathan.
Yeah. Oh, so you jumping off, Jonathan?
Well, it's his. It's his. He's hosting, ain't he?
Yep.
I know. Is he ending it?
He's having some issues with the with his, I guess, his
Audio.
Wi-Fi or his net on his phone. That's why it's doing all that rattling.
He said, "Good night, everyone. Thank you for watching." So I think he's fixing to shut us all off. So everybody have a good night. Be safe out there. Be kind to others, and
Yep.
keep on modeling.
You got
At
it.
least I caught the end of it.
Catch everybody later.
All right,
I'll
see ya.
see y'all.
Bye.